Hey everyone, how are y'all? Princess Megan, how are you? Spirit of the trees, how are you tonight? Hey Justin, how are you? Hey Bree, how are you? Hey hippie chick, how are you? Carrie, how are you? And thank you. The spirit of the trees, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Justin, yes, I'm doing good, thank you. Hey Riddler, how are you? All right, y'all, give me a second because I got to turn these, whatever these things, the live reaction thing off. It's in my way and I can't see my chat. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. And email is pinned to the top of the chat. Sally Mae, how are you? Just done. I agree. Princess Megan, no, they haven't yet. I was able to update some of my timeline that I had last night, though, with some other stuff that I had found. Baby B, how are you? Hey, Gigi, how are you? HG, how are you tonight? I actually have updated my timeline, and there's some stuff that I need to clarify. From some information that's been put out. Lady B, which girl are you talking about? Hey, Glowbug, how are you feeling? Gigi, I'm feeling good. Okay. Lady B, let me check it real quick. Lady B, I don't see anything on Messenger. Yes, y'all, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way in. And make sure that your chat is on live chats. Because if it's on top chat, you won't get to see all the comments. Spirit of the Trees, I know some people are not getting my notifications. And the only thing I can think of is just like to turn the notifications off and then turn them back on. And that should help it. Wait, Lady V, where are you sending it to? Are you sending it on Facebook Messenger? I'm not seeing anything. You sound like Spirit of the Trees. Yes, I'm actually from Louisiana. All right, Lady V, I'm not getting anything from you. Hey, Big Al, how are you? Yeah, I've got so much stuff going on up here. Hey, Marina, how are you? King Scarlet, how are you tonight? Big Al, congratulations. Carrie, how are you? Let me see, I need a timeline on the missing girl. It was confusing. Okay, so Kelly P, I have a better timeline than what I had last night. There was a few other things I was able to find today to add to it. Excuse me. Marina, thank you so much for becoming a member and welcome back to the family. Vaughn, how are you? Hey, Vapor, how are you? Sweet Melissa, how are you? Vaughn, I'm doing good, thank you. Vapor, I'm doing good. Trying to get all my papers up here in order. I thought I had my pages numbered, but get off of this and open the panel. Vapor, that was not our fault last night. That was, I don't know what that went left quick last night. Like super quick. Lady D, how are you?
Hey, how are you, hon?
Doing good. Trying to get all of my stuff situated up here. I thought I had all of my papers organized.
Oh, good Lord, there's been so much stuff going on.
Well, the cat decided that he wanted to play on my desk earlier. Um, when I got up to go eat, and when I came back, I had papers on the bed. I had papers on the floor. I don't know. I still haven't figured out how they ended up behind the monitor.
Yeah, my husband's papers are like that too. It's like he gets up, or they'll lay on it and won't let him write on it.
Yep, mine do that too. That's why they know they're not supposed to be on my desk.
Yeah, they don't care.
That is true. Okay.
You
Kelly,
know,
I swear, Kelly, I'm telling you, it was the cat.
Boba,
It was all the cat's fault.
Boba, quit messing up her papers.
Poor Boba. All right, I gotta turn you down just a little bit. Okay. All right. So yes, there was a lot of stuff that we were going through while in Discord today. And I still have some stuff like articles that I come across that I still haven't got to post in there.
Yeah, can I just say that I'm really so. I think I triggered her last night, and I really do feel bad about that. I was just trying to make sense of what she was saying. I really wasn't trying to be aggressive or anything.
No, I mean, and we all know that. But I mean, there was no reason to be rude and say what she said. You know what I
well,
mean?
I know, but it's like Lori Harris was looking into the Sea-Doo too, and I kind of knew what it was because I remember it from when I was a teenager hearing about it, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't realize how it. I mean, I knew it was extreme, but I didn't realize how extreme it was. You
Is it
know, and
bad? Because I'd never heard of it until she
they
had brought it up
use
last night.
they basically use torture for discipline.
Oh
I mean, we're
God.
talking about sound deprivation. They'll put them in unlighted rooms. I mean, all kinds of things. They'll take him out to the wilderness. That's why her parents were saying she's been out in the wilderness before and knows how to take care of herself because that was a form of discipline. I mean, this place is really bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. And I feel horrible that I know I triggered this girl and I feel terrible about that. And I want
Well,
to apologize.
I
I was just
have
trying to make sense, though.
I have her email.
I
Um,
would like it so I could apologize to her.
okay, I don't have her Twitter, but I will. I'll forward the email over to you. That way
Thank
you can
you.
reach out. That way you can reach out to her.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I don't think it would have happened if something I said or how I responded to her must have. It's like Lori was saying, maybe I reminded her of one of the counselors or something there, when I was asking questions. So I don't think it would have happened if I hadn't have triggered her in some way.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I'll send it over to you after I get done with the live. So don't let me. No, hold on. Let me just make myself a note. Yeah, I'm running out of sticky post-it thingies.
do you have it on your do you have it on your Amazon list?
I did. I'll have to add some more to it.
You need to make Lost Souls true crime notebooks for us to buy on your merch.
Ooh, I
Hi
could use that.
Marina, how are you?
Marina, how are you?
You're muted.
Yes, I am muted. You're right. Sorry.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Scarlett? I haven't been here in a minute. I
Yeah,
know
it's
you
been a
had a lot of
while.
yeah. I know you've had a lot of issues like in Louisiana, so I just got a new setup, like computer setup. So like I actually have an actual computer with fans and they're all pretty.
Oh, that's nice.
And I got the two monitors. We bought the webcam. I got it nice. And then the headset is like an Astro gaming thing.
I want
Won't
a
get into
flashy
it.
lights. I want flashy lights on mine.
You can do
Oh
flashing
shit.
lights on computers, on gaming computers.
I know I have to buy one first. I haven't had a real computer in ages.
Okay, I gotta find somewhere to stick my sticky note so I don't forget. I'm gonna stick it right here on the bottom of my monitor.
Is that your little boy?
Yes, that is.
It is
His
boy,
name's
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I
He's
got
got long
scared for a
hair.
second. I'm like,
No, no,
well,
it is. It is.
oh,
It's
he's
Wyatt.
adorable.
Thank you. Yeah.
Adorable.
He's in his terrible twos. Terrific twos, whatever you want to call it.
Wait till threes. Twos aren't
I've heard. I've
wait
heard.
till
I've
they
heard.
hit. Wait till they become a teenager.
exactly. My
No.
sister always kept her son's hair long. I always kept my boys short, and
I want to cut his
because
hair.
and I'm not saying this about your son at
No,
all.
I know.
I don't mean this in any way. I'm just
Mm,
relaying the story.
mm,
So the reason I kept my sons both of their hair short is because they were so pretty. They we went shopping. Everybody thought my sister's son was a girl, and she'd get so aggravated. And I'm like, if he didn't have those curly curls, they wouldn't think
mm.
that.
Yeah, he's got pretty. His hair is nice. I wanted to cut it, but my boyfriend's would kill
Oh
me.
no.
His father.
Let him enjoy it. He'll probably shave it off bald by the time he's 10 anyway.
He can do whatever he wants at that point. It's like, whatever.
Tiff, thank you.
Mhm.
Y'all, I've got 56 more minutes. Wait, is that right?
Till when? What?
No, that's not right. 45 more minutes. No, 55 minutes, y'all. My math ain't mathing tonight. I got 55 more minutes till my birthday.
Oh, yay!
Girl, I'm counting that one down.
Yes, you got it. How old are you
It's
going
all,
to be? Are you going to say?
43.
Huh?
I'll be 43.
43.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
getting
to be
don't.
old.
43 again. Know what I know now.
I almost had a meltdown at 30. Hard to
You know,
believe.
I haven't had one of those. I'm just thankful to be alive. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, I made it another day, man.
yeah.
I made it another year. I'm good.
Let me tell you though, them 30s pass by quick. Hey, Meta
Hmm.
Mom, like super quick.
It just goes faster after that.
Yes. That's what I tell my kids. Like, don't ever wish to be older. Of course, they're now all grown.
Yeah. I
My
feel
daughter
like
will be
when I've had a
21.
kid, oh yeah. I feel like once I had a kid, like everything just goes faster. Like everything went fast anyway, but like having a kid's like time goes whoosh through the
Yeah, it
window.
does. It really does.
King Scarlet, enjoy it because I'm telling you, once you hit 30, it goes by quick. Like, I can't believe it's already been 13 years. Super quick. Okay. I think I got all my stuff in order now. Chicken Noodle Girl, how are you? All right. So there is a couple of things that I do want to clarify real quick because it's not funny, but it kind of is comical a little bit. First of all, Chelsea Grimm's bearded dragon that she had with her that is also missing, her name is not Roxy. It is Rozzy, Rozzzy.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure that I put that out there because there are some people who are saying that it is Roxy. and it's not. It's been mentioned multiple times in like a lot of the news videos that are out there. There is a video that I now have of this PJ dude where he's showing her on camera and is calling her by her name, Rosie. Also, Chelsea is not missing from Flagstaff. She is missing from Williams, Arizona, which is to the west of Flagstaff. Same county, Coconino County, and everything, but it's Williams, Arizona, not Flagstaff. I did hear a video today when I was looking through stuff, and her mom says that this is not like Chelsea, that they speak every day. And for her to go without calling and speaking to them just it's out of her character. Meta Mom, yes, it was on the 14th. Let me get Riddler up here real quick. Riddler, how are you?
Oh, doing just fine. Thank you. Beautiful day.
Hey, Riddler.
It's
Hey,
actually
Riddler.
nice here today.
Marina, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I hope you're well.
Okay. I've got like a whole list of stuff here that I needed to go over. Someone had asked last night, I don't remember who it was in chat, what time the body cam footage was done. And I finally found a place that was showing it that had the time on it. And it was at 8:40 at night.
Yeah, that was me that asked that question because
Okay.
I was trying to figure out what was she doing in a cemetery at night.
Well, she did tell the officer, about her being there and taking the pictures and everything. And she did tell him she wasn't planning on being there after sunset. But apparently he didn't think nothing about it because he was like, oh, you can just stay here as long as you need to and all that. And then I did also hear that the officer that had talked to her that night said that he smelled marijuana in the car. But he did not think that she was impaired to where she couldn't drive.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it gets dark around there around 6 o'clock, sunset.
Yeah, because I know like here now, it's 7 o'clock, it's dark outside. But I was, like I said, able to find a place that played the body cam footage, and it was at 8:40 p.m. Okay, what else? So when her car was found, her pet, Rosie, her wallet with her credit cards and debit cards, her driver's license, some clothes, and a sleeping bag were gone. Everything else that she had with her was left in the car, including her camera. The camera was left in the car, and that's where law enforcement got the pics from. That's been circulating on social media and with like the Coconino County Sheriff's Department and the news stations that are putting her story out. So that's where the pictures came from. That was like the last pictures that she had taken of herself.
I wonder why she left the camera when she took the oh my
I
God.
don't know because I mean cameras. If it's like a camera could say, apparently the woodcutter guy that had seen her and talked to her, she told him that she was out taking pictures.
Right.
So if it's one of those like a DSLR camera, those are expensive.
Yeah, and she took a sleeping bag, but not the camera. She took some other stuff, but not the
But not the
camera.
camera.
If I'm
Right.
hearing correctly, so it's she took her, so it's basically money and then herself, right? Everything else was left.
Yeah, just it was
That's
her,
just
and then she has a pet bearded dragon, which is Rosie, and then her wallet. I'm sure in a purse, her wallet with her credit card,
Yeah.
debit card, driver's
Okay.
license, some
And
clothes,
she took,
and a
yeah,
sleeping bag.
yeah, and she took some clothes and sleeping bag,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just
but not the
suspicious.
camera.
It's gone.
I had wondered, and I could be way, way off on this, but honestly, I had wondered if maybe this had turned into like a spiritual renewing kind of get out therapy kind of thing for her. I mean, she was reading in the Bible. It
Mhm.
had poor PJ in there and 1030, and she had had a Bible study. In her car, she had a candle. She had incense burning. She had a Tibetan singing bowl for meditation.
Mhm.
She took her she took some clothes. Took a sleeping bag. She was out in this cemetery, kind of quiet, but she had also stopped and taken those missing persons pictures too. That what
Sure.
was it called? Some kind of
Hold
what
on, I got
she
it. Where did I write it down at?
I forget what she called it.
Was it Rainmaker?
Yeah,
Oh
Rainmaker
wait,
something or other.
something. Let me go. Hold on.
It kind of
Well,
sounded like some sort of a journey she was having.
when I think Rainmaker, I think of like the rain, like you can make like the rain dance that like the Native Americans would do to make it
Yeah, but
rain.
I think this was in reference to these missing
Oh, okay.
people.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm wondering. Hold
it's
on, I'm
bizarre.
trying to find it where I posted it earlier.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't think of it.
But it's Rainmaker something. I know I've got it posted somewhere. Where's it at?
Rain. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of gave. I mean, she was playing Paul Young, The Shack, which is known for a spiritual renewal. The music
Mm-hmm.
is known to help in a spiritual renewal. And like every time I looked into something, it just seemed like it had like a spiritual or therapeutic side to it.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it ended up being this or not, I was wondering if maybe it hadn't turned into like a spiritual kind of healing therapy journey that maybe had gone wrong.
I don't
Maybe
know.
somebody interfered with that or something.
This is all very bizarre to me. If I'm a cop, I'm like, what the hell is going? Like, excuse my language, but like, what the hell is going on here? Like, all what you're just saying, Lady V, and what you've said, Scarlett, it's strange. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
bizarre.
it's a very strange case, and it's called Rainmaker Quest. What's the name
Yes,
of it?
main quest, that's it, quest, which is another kind of journey kind of thing, you know?
Right.
But the most bizarre statement: we do not suspect foul
Foul
play.
play.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Oh, but the law enforcement has ruled out all ex-boyfriends.
They've
That was
ruled them out.
Yep. They have that was on one of the news articles that was put out that the sheriff said that they had ruled out all ex-boyfriends.
Do they think she possibly unalived herself? Um, is there
They
any
haven't
theories?
they no, from what I've seen, like stuff that her sister has posted, someone had asked, like, because she was supposed to be going from San Diego out to Connecticut to a family's wedding. And somebody had asked, okay, well, like, why did she all of a sudden in the middle of this trip or after she's hours into the trip, why did she decide not to go all the way to Connecticut to this wedding? And her sister said that she had ended up changing her mind and she was instead looking for a nature retreat. And I'm guessing that's why she was up in that area where she went missing. But someone had also said, asked her if they had, what was it at? It's ANASAZI and Azari Foundation camps in Arizona, because somebody had said that whenever they were looking through her Facebook, that one of her last posts was about this foundation and the creator. and they were wanting to know maybe because she had went to something like that.
Okay, so does she possibly
Oh,
just not want to be found?
Vapor said,
Possibly.
meditation, Williams, Arizona International Retreat Center, Grand Canyon offers meditation retreats, classes, and workshops on modern Buddhism, mindfulness, and peace of mind for all levels. So, I mean, that points to another spiritual type of journey there. I'm just wondering if maybe somebody, I'm not saying I mean, apparently not the boyfriends. I'm just wondering if maybe, she trusted in herself and thought she'd camp out for a day or two and kind of do some meditation, and maybe somebody came along and,
Well, I do know that they're in the area where she's at. There is a lot of hunters in there. Uh, because there was another post that was on Facebook that I'm gonna get to in a minute because it goes into my timeline. But they had said that they had saw her car out there, and they thought to begin with, because it was parked in the middle of the road, that they thought that it might have been some hunters out there that had been calling up elk, and they got out of the car to chase the elk. And so there is a lot of hunters out there. I'm not saying that any of them did something to her, but there are strange people in the area that are strangers to her.
right. I mean, didn't it say at one point, it seems like I read that the hunters had seen her a couple of days earlier, and she said she was fine and didn't need any help.
I don't know if any hunters seen her because I haven't come across that, but I know that that's what she told the woodcutter. That she
Yes.
was fine, that she was just out taking pictures. Tony, thank you so much for the super chat. Tony says, pray for Willie Nelson. He's in doggy hospital tonight. So yes,
Oh,
Tony, we will pray for him.
what happened?
I was just looking at that. I'm praying for you, Tony, and Willie, obviously.
Beckles, how are you? Goslin, how are you? And thank you for hitting the thumbs up.
Arizona is also a very eclectic state. Like there's like just all walks of life. So I mean,
Right, but this place, like where she's at,
mm,
there's nothing out there.
but she brought her lizard.
Like,
She obviously likes that lizard a lot
yeah,
because that's a strange
Is
thing
that
to like.
hers or is it his?
from what
Hers.
I'm understanding, it was originally PJ's, and I don't know how she ended up with it. I don't know if she took it from him or if he gave it to her.
But she
That
left
never
the
has came
lizard
out.
behind, correct?
No, she's got the lizard with
No.
her.
Oh, she's got
Yeah,
the
she
lizard
took it
with
with
her.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got him.
She's going off the grid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
is.
Like
I'm
the
telling
lizard.
you, she is. I agree.
I don't mean
I
to make light.
totally.
I mean, the worst thing that could happen was her intentions were to go off the grid, and then she runs across some hoodlums or bad
possibly.
guys, and then now they got her, and that was not her intention in the first place. I mean, you get caught no matter where you're at, but I think her intentions was to go off grid, and I don't know, maybe for a month. I don't know how long she wanted to go off grid for, but she's got a sleeping bag with her.
Mhm. Yeah,
And of course, a bad guy would love to have her sleeping bag because he can put her in it and zip it up. Makes it easy to carry her.
and she did, which this will be something else I'll get into as well because I had to put it in the timeline today. But when she called her parents on the September the 27th and told them that she wasn't going to make it to the wedding, so she was just going to stop in Arizona and camp out for a couple of days, and told her parents not to expect to hear back from her for a couple of days. Lady B, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady B says, love this true crime family. Love you, Scarlett. I love you too, Lady B, and thank you. That was very nice of you.
You're
Aren't
welcome.
you up here on panel? Yeah, okay.
I
Okay, I'm
am.
not going crazy.
All
Thank
right.
you, lady.
Okay, so last night there was a question about the searches. They were doing any type of searches or, like volunteers. There are some volunteer searches going on. I did see on Facebook where a lot of people from that area said that they had been out there all day and that was like several days ago, that they were going to go back out the next day. But I did find out that searches were immediately started by air and on ground. And the searches, from what I'm understanding, has not stopped. Let's see. Okay, so I done that one. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to go through my list here. Also, there is no proof that her cards were turned off. So I know that that was said last night. And the other girl that I was speaking to, that was also a friend of Chelsea's, she said that they don't know if the cards had been cut off, the debit card and credit cards.
Right. I was going to ask that. Did they say? Did you find out? I was typing. Did you say they found out they were or were not?
They don't know if they are.
Okay.
So that's something. Now, if the police know that they have been, I haven't seen where police has put that information out to the public. And a random person, like, just like what we're doing or looking into this case, we're not going to be able to find out if our cards have been canceled unless that comes from law enforcement. Okay, so I got that one too. All right, and then there was another thing that was asked about her mental health. And the sheriff said that he had asked the family about her mental health. And the family told the sheriff that Chelsea had struggled at times, but they didn't feel that was anything definitive or worrisome at the time. And the sheriff said that the contact that she had had with some of the people leading up to her disappearance, she may have been going through an episode. And I'm going to get into that in just a second, because that also goes into the timeline. So there's a lot of new information that I was able to find today. And I had to completely redo the whole timeline.
Wow.
Okay, I'm just trying to catch up with what Tony was saying was wrong with his dog. Hey, Pokey Dots, how are you? Callie Dom, how are you? All right, so on the 24th is when Chelsea left on her way from California to Connecticut. The 27th is when she called her parents and said she's not going to make it to the wedding. She's going to stop in Arizona to camp, not to expect to hear from her for a few days. So it sounds like she fully had intentions on going out and camping, or maybe going to this retreat. What else? It was a nature retreat that her sister was talking about, and knew that there wasn't going to be a way that she would be able to contact her family for a few days, because what I've heard, the cell service up there is horrible. Okay, so the 27th is also the day that she met with a friend in Phoenix. And I think I have possibly found the friend in Phoenix. I just got to look into it a little bit more. And if I can prove that that is the friend that she went and seen, I am going to try to reach out to him on Facebook. The 28th, she was supposed to meet back up with a friend and have lunch, but she canceled. Also on the 28th, I found out today that she tried to book a motel in Seligman, Arizona, but she seemed disoriented. And the sheriff said that she was trying to exchange euros. I don't know if she was doing this at the hotel. But she also spoke to some neighbors in their driveway. And I'm guessing when they're saying neighbors in their driveway, they're talking about neighbors at the hotel. So I don't know if she's trying to exchange euros with the people at the hotel for a room, or if it was with the neighbors. They didn't clarify that. Grammy, how are you? Let's see. She had the conversation with the Williams, Arizona officer, which we saw on the body cam. And then apparently they tried to ping her phone, but it was turned off either the 28th or the 29th. So the phone's been off at least since the 29th. see. Okay, and then like the information that I had last night off of Facebook that I wasn't able to confirm yet, where somebody had posted to the Coconino County Sheriff's Department that they had seen Chelsea on the 124 road west of Williams, Arizona, around 6:15 that morning. She was walking towards Johnson Canyon, and the person who posted that said that they were supposed to call in to the Sheriff's Department and give their information. All right, so starting on September the 30th, at 6 a.m., someone says that they saw the car on the Forest Service Road 6, which is where she went missing. They said that no one was around it, and it was just past Martin Dam, headed west. The person said that they left the area at 12 o'clock to go to Williams, and the car wasn't there during that time. So sometime between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m., the car leaves the area. They come back at 4 o'clock, and they said that whenever they returned to the area, the car was in the middle of the road of the Forest Service Road 6, half mile from the Martin Dam, headed west. When they came back out at 8 o'clock and went back to town, the car was still sitting in the same spot. So the guy didn't say he was a hunter, but the way he's talking, going in early in the morning, leaving out, coming back in the afternoon, and leaving out after dark, it sounds like he was out in the area hunting. And on the 30th is also the day that the woodcutter sees her camping. She's not in distress. She's on the Forest Service Road 6. The woodcutter talks to her. Chelsea tells him she's fine. She was just out taking pictures. And that's where the car was found. And that was the last known contact that she had had with anyone, was with that woodcutter. So that was the extra few things that I was able to add into the timeline. I'm hoping that we'll be able to come up with some more stuff that I can put in here to make a little bit more sense. Ruler, I just saw your message back there. I don't know if it is, but I'm gonna write that down real quick.
Well, might be more than one with the same name.
Okay. I'm still gonna write it down though. Just
Yeah, thank you.
Give me just 1 second, y'all, because I'm just writing this down. And her sister still hasn't gotten back to me yet, but she hasn't looked at the message either. So hopefully, hey Tonka, how are you? Hopefully the sister will get back in touch with me. And maybe we can see if we can get her on panel to give us some information on this. And King Scarlet, I was thinking maybe when she went back out and the guy seen the car at 4 o'clock, I wonder if she went back to the area and that's when she got the 2 flat tires. She couldn't get cell service, and she couldn't change 2 tires. So no, Tonka, they haven't. She was just like, okay, I'll just, I'll get my sleeping bag and a few of my belongings, and I'll try to hike out. And she might have ran across someone that wasn't a very nice person. Just on, there was some hunters that had come across the car sitting in the middle of the road, and they're the ones that called it in. And maybe, they'll start looking at like this meditation place that Vapor was talking about. Maybe she's at somewhere like that. Maybe she just wanted to go to a place and relax. And
I'm back.
okay, welcome back. and just, kind of get away from everybody and relax.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something along those lines just makes sense. It just fits the facts we have right now. Now, hopefully that didn't turn into something bad. Maybe she's just out there somewhere and hopefully she'll come back and not know anything about any of this because she's off grid, right?
Right.
I mean, that would be the best case scenario.
Okay. And Vapor said that the Interstate 40 that runs through Williams is named the Purple Heart Trail. She mentioned the Fallen Soldier Memorial. So it could have been, she is a photographer. She could have been out there doing a project for that. And that could have been why she was in that area as well. Doing like a photography project for, soldiers and all that. I mean, there had to have been a reason other than just camping out in Arizona that she was up in that area in the middle of nowhere. King Scarlet, I agree. And they're both on the same side. So it almost seems like maybe she ran over something.
The type of phone she has, can it connect to the internet? Not the phone, I'm sorry, the camera that she had. Can it connect to the internet?
I don't know because I don't know exactly what kind she's got. I'm trying to think because I have a DSLR camera and I'm trying to remember if I can connect it to Bluetooth. I can't even remember if I can even do that. I don't think it has a Wi-Fi capability on it though. I'd have to get it out of the bag and check to see. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are some that you can do that with, but I don't know about hers. The retreat I mentioned is on the east side of Williams. Okay, so she was right there close to that retreat then. I'm going to call the Coconino County Sheriff's Department tomorrow and see if I can speak with the detective, see what I can find out, and I'll mention that to him. And just see if maybe they checked, in places like that. Because there was a lot of, when I was looking through her Facebook today, she has a lot of stuff on there that is like spiritual stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was like probably 75% of the stuff she had on her Facebook was spiritual stuff.
Yeah,
10% of it was probably like ballet stuff, and then a lot of food stuff.
exactly. And I mean, on the dash, when she was taking that short video on the dash, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, there was a candle, there was incense burning, a candle burning. Her Bible was up there, prayer beads.
That's just strange to me.
Just
Sorry, bizarre.
no, and well, it's really.
Well,
I
no,
don't really
no, sorry,
think it
that's the wrong
is.
word.
Not for somebody who enjoys the
Yeah,
outdoors
that's
as
true.
much
It's
as
true.
she
Right.
seems to.
I wouldn't put a candle in my car, but yeah, no, I got
Well, it was just a little tea-light candle.
Oh,
Nothing. It
okay.
Yeah,
looked
it
like
wasn't very big.
no.
Okay,
It
okay.
just looked like she was taking a break to just stop and meditate or relax, or
Yeah,
like it was
meditation,
a
that would make
morning
sense.
ritual or something. That she does just to kind of cleanse herself of the days. You
She could
know.
have been, because we know she did like Bible studies and stuff like that. So it could have been a time like when she was doing a Bible study and she just had the candle lit while she was doing that.
Right.
Okay, I'm
I mean,
finding
because
it
I'll
out.
be honest, I always have a candle or incense or some diffuser or several going at the same time because it just like, I just feel
Yeah,
like it just like,
the aromatherapy properties, like I
I'm
get
big
it.
on it. Yeah, I'm big on it. It just helps kind of just center me.
All right, Vapor, I got that wrote down with the reminder to ask the sheriff's department about that. Hey, Linda G, how are you? Yeah, like I said, from what I could see on her Facebook, she's a very spiritual person. And I mean, people who are like that like the outdoors, and they're
Right.
free spirited people, and they don't like to be in the house all the time.
No, I mean, because, okay, so I'm kind of like this too. Going outside with no shoes on and you just kind of stand there, and it's just kind of healing. It's kind of cleansing to just kind of touch Mother Nature and commune with her for a few minutes, like just breathing in fresh air or whatever. It's just, I mean, that's why we live in the country, right, Scarlett?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I go barefooted all the time when it's warm outside.
oh, yeah.
Okay, so everyone from where she's from smokes those same 6 to American Spirit. They cost like 11 to $12 in
Yeah.
Cali. Yeah, the ones that she had in the one picture was, I believe, in an orange box.
Yeah, it was orange and white. And I did notice that I knew there was something else I was trying to.
Yeah, they were sitting when it was a picture of Rosie, and it was when she was on her purse, and they were sitting in her purse. And Angie, I agree. I mean, unless she had, some stocked up that she had with her, yeah, she would be out by now.
Well, if police don't believe there's any foul play, I guess this would be a stupid question. Would they still dust and print the vehicle?
I would
Try to
think
lift
so.
prints?
I would hope that they would, just to, rule out, because I don't get why they don't suspect foul play.
Maybe they're thinking the same lines we are. She just wanted to get off the grid. But the only thing is, well, I mean, I would think she would have been back by now if she just wanted to get away for a few days. But
See, I would
Yeah.
love to blow up that picture of that vehicle sitting there. And of course, the hunters done probably marked it all around with their footprints.
Oh yeah.
But I was going to see if you could tell us, if there was anything that indicated that there was a struggle or that she walked off in a different path.
Yeah, I'm sure, because I mean, vehicles could probably go around it, but I would also think that if you come up on a vehicle in the middle of the road like that, they're probably going to get out and check it out, make sure there's nobody hurt or nothing like that. But then again, the one guy that said that he saw the car at 6 o'clock that morning, and then again that afternoon thought that it was just hunters and was after some elk.
But it's a bizarre way to go off grid. Because I
Yeah.
got a couple buddies, and they told me ahead of time, "Look, I'm going to be going off grid. If you need me, this is where I'll be staying," which I'll never find them in that area. And but they at least told everybody what they were doing and how they were going about it, the whole works. They didn't want to no
Right.
bad feelings, but I don't want to talk to anybody. And I don't want anybody calling me.
Yeah. And just according to her parents, she just called them and told them, she wasn't going to make it to the wedding. So she was just going to camp in Arizona, not to expect to hear from her for a few days. And that very well could have been her intention from the beginning. I
well,
was going to, you know,
it kind of seems like it, doesn't it?
yeah, just, cut my phone off. Me and Rosie going to go chill out in camp under the stars while the weather's still nice. And you never know when you're out there like that, who's going to come across where your camp is. And
Right.
it could have been a situation where maybe she wasn't planning on camping just in that area, but she ends up with 2 flat tires and no cell service. So, what options does she have? Does she take her chance with strangers who are going through there who are hunters but strangers to her, or does she take her chances on trying to possibly hike out and camp if she needs to? Because her parents did also say that she does have experience in the wilderness.
Well, see, and that's part of this CDU.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they they expose them to some extreme outings and things like that too. I mean, I think they like take them and they'll drop them someplace and just leave them there to survive or not on their own. I mean, this is a really drastic extreme. It's like a CULT, not a school.
That's crazy. Hey, Eric.
And
That's,
many of the people there and oh, I forget her name, the girl that I just mentioned earlier in Discord. She read this too. Like many of the people that have gone there are either missing or they're unalive. I mean, it's that extreme. It's bad.
oh God.
Basically, parents were um, were fooled into thinking that this was some place that they could send their troubled kids, and these were really troubled kids. They weren't just like little things. These were really troubled kids,
Yeah.
um, and that they were going to help him and put him on this retreat and do all of this stuff. When actually it turned out to be a CULT, and I don't think the CIA or anybody else could have any worse triggering torture uh, discipline. I mean, it's that bad. That's why I feel horrible.
Yeah. That's crazy that they have places like that they put kids in.
Well, see, this was back in the day whenever it started around whenever the kids were getting into heroin and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people would send their kids to get off of that or um, all kinds of things. I mean, but a lot of them were like, it was either that or go to juvie. I mean, we're talking troubled kids.
Yeah. And King Scarlet says something might have triggered her, and that's why she wanted to
Yeah.
go off on her own.
And
'Cause,
see, I would like to look at her search engine and see where she's been searching or how she's been feeling.
right.
Of course, I hope they never look at my search engine
Yeah, me
after
either.
all these
Probably,
cases.
probably half the people in the chat doesn't want anybody else looking at their search engine.
But this might also be something that she did find comforting when she was in there and just continued on when she was, having trouble with life or whatever. Maybe that's something that she turned to for therapy. Like I turn to my nails, I mean, it might just be something that comforts her and gets her mind right again.
Could be.
I don't know.
And I'm hoping that somebody has asked the parents, is this something like, does she go off and go camping? Because I haven't heard that question asked or the answer to that. Just that the parents said that they talk to her every day and this isn't like her. But it's been 15 days since the last person had any contact with her as well.
Yeah,
So,
it was sweet. It was sweet, Melissa, that I was talking to in Discord about it.
oh, okay. So I'm wondering if, has there been times that she, goes out on her own for a night or two and, goes camping just to kind of get away from everything?
Right.
But if she's a survivalist that wants to go off the grid, she left behind her most important weapon. That was her vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
That is true too.
That's something you want to keep if you want. I mean, you got shelter, if nothing else. And somebody will see that out there. Like you said, there's hunters are going to come by there. That's a road.
Yeah.
It's not like you're in the middle of a jungle.
That is true. And I don't know which we looked up the temps last night. It was like in the 70s in the Phoenix area. I don't know how much the temperature changed it from Phoenix up into Williamsville. But I mean, yeah, she would need her car. But that's the only thing I can think of is she like willingly walked away from her car could it have been just because of the two flat tires? She was driving down the road, and I'm pretty sure there's probably sharp rocks in the road.
Do we know how far away she is from any help or any stores or gas stations or anything?
I would think the nearest store would be in Williams. And from what I'll pull the map back up. She's literally in the middle of
Somebody,
nowhere.
well, shoot, I don't know if I'd want to go to somebody's house in the middle of nowhere either.
See, that's
You
the
know what
thing. Where the car was found, there's no houses.
What this kind of I get like you guys seen Into the Wild? I get that kind of vibe, like in a way. I don't know. I could be going crazy there, but just like that movie, Into the Wild.
Could you say that again?
Into the Wild, the movie. Have you ever seen it? The guy kind of he goes off the grid.
I don't guess I've ever seen. I might have seen it, and I just
Eh,
don't remember.
Well,
Because
it
I don't
sounds
remember movie
familiar, but I
titles.
can't remember it very
Oh,
well,
okay.
apparently.
Okay. Well,
But
he
I
goes.
get your point.
Yeah. Yeah. He just wants to be alone, and he does keep his car, but he didn't have two flat tires either. But yeah, it's a sad movie actually, kind of. But yeah.
Sweet Melissa said, she said some of the kids weren't bad. The parents had the money and the kids' grades were slipping. Then many lawsuits were filed against the school. They were charging over $60,000 in enrollment fees.
Oh my god!
So I didn't know that.
Well, they're having to board them too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they're 24/7.
Yeah,
yeah.
for 2.5 years. I think that was the minimum. They graduated. It was 2.5 years that they kept them on average. And I did read that
Hey,
they
Jason.
actually would keep them, some of them past their 18th birthday until they graduated.
That's crazy. I didn't know there was places like that. But I knew there was boarding schools, but to do someone like that is. You learn something new every day, like Riddler says.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, what was I looking? Oh, I know what I was looking up on Google Maps. Let me see if I can find this place.
Are you looking at Google Maps or Google Earth?
Oh, I'm doing Google Maps. I can't go Earth. Okay, so we need Fire Service Road 6. Oh crap, y'all! I'm sitting here just. Okay, this ain't the right place. Oh, no wonder I put Fire Service Road instead of Forest Service Road. I'll get it right here in just a minute. Oh. Okay, let me pull this up. All right, so where this red dot is, it's where everybody can see it a little bit better. So where this red dot is the Forest Service Road 6.
Oh my God. I mean, there's like nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. All right, I gotta find Williams.
I mean, how far? Wow.
Okay, here's Williams down here. You can see my mouse. And then here's Ash Fork over here. And that she was that far up.
Wow, that's just,
I mean, on the maps it looks like it's a long way, but it may not be that far driving, but there's nothing out there. There's ponds. That's where it says tanks here. Those are ponds, And that's why I was thinking last night, maybe people are running cattle or something like that out there, or they have it for the deer and stuff like that. But there's no houses. There's nothing. It's just
I mean, it doesn't even look like there's little cabins out there or anything.
no. There's just nothing. It's just roads. That's all it is.
What are those little? Are those mile markers? Those little white things that we're looking at?
That's the road number.
Okay.
But it's
Where's
just
that Purple Heart Trail Cemetery?
okay, so Vapor was saying, do you say is it I-40 that runs through here? Hold on, I gotta find Williams again. And see, whenever I zoom out like that, it's hard to find it. Give me a second. This is Williams down here. Because there's nothing out here, so it's hard to keep up with where everything is at. Let me just type it in. Vapor, what was the interstate that you said was the Purple Heart Trail? And Sally Mae, yes, something about a dam, Martin Dam, somewhere on this Forest Service Road 6. Okay, I-40. Okay, so here. Okay, there's Williams. Okay, so I-40 is the Purple Heart Trail. And the name of the cemetery that she was at when she spoke with an officer in Williams was, I believe it was called Williams Cemetery, was the name of it. I don't know if I can find it on the map, because, usually cemeteries and stuff like that will pop up on it. Okay, so here's the Love's truck stop that he was pointing out to her. I just don't know where the cemetery would be at. Yeah, see, there's where it says it, Riddler, right here, Purple Heart Trail. King Scarlet, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it all started, she wanted to get away, but something went wrong. I mean, it's kind of what it sounds like, honestly. Sally Mae, they said, hold on, I gotta find my thing, because the dude on, oh, y'all, I got lost my papers. How did I do that? It
See,
was a half mile.
to me, it sounds like she lost hope. And I was hoping she's going to a spiritual camp, go off grid for a while. I don't know, go in some kind of, anyway, let's just say she went to a spiritual camp with some people. She's going to sit there for about a week or two. Okay, she's doing that, no problem. But when I see tears in her eyes in some of that one picture,
Yeah.
then she's crying while she's talking to the police officer. Who's taking pictures that late at night? I mean, you're not getting that good of it unless she's trying to take pictures of spirits. But how long has she been sitting there at a cemetery?
I do know that she was there during the day. And the only reason why I know that is because I have a picture. Let me find it.
That was my concern too, Riddler.
This picture here, you can see in the background.
Link, please. Link, please, for KK.
Okay, let me grab that too. All right, in the background of this picture that I have pulled up, you can see. Hold on, KK, I'm getting it for you. You can see the cemetery in the background back there. All right.
And I wonder if she put those flowers on her grave, or is she just picking them for herself because they're beautiful?
I don't know. I was wondering that. Was it? I mean, it could have possibly be either one. Maybe she just saw him and liked him, and
Did you catch what he said?
oh, I do now. Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. Sally is on to something. Wait, I must be missing Sally. Oh, no, I'm missing Sally's comments because my chat ain't on live chat. KK, how are you?
Oh, dang. Mine wasn't either.
KK, can you hear us?
KK.
Hey,
How are
Hey,
you?
honey.
good. How are y'all?
Doing good.
We missed you, KK.
Hey,
Yep.
I know y'all.
Sally is on to something.
She's saying, look at Candace's.
How far is the distance from the car to the dam?
It was a half a mile. And that's coming from the guy that was on Facebook saying that when they went in at 6 o'clock that morning, it was there. When they came out at 12, it was gone. And when they came back at 4 and then back out at 8 o'clock that night, it was back there in the middle of the road. He's saying it was a half a mile from the dam.
She's like, why are 3 doors open on the car? Well, she could have just maybe been.
Lady D, I
Scott.
was watching something and I just seen like a news report, and on the news report it said that her car was locked up. And so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that
It's-
picture is after the police had already got there, because the news reported her car was locked and that nothing was missing, like her belongings were all there except for a few items.
Well,
So I feel
yes.
like that picture is bogus.
Well, this
Well, it
picture
could have been
here,
before.
but this picture that I have pulled up here, that's not where they found the car.
Okay, yeah, because it's daylight.
Yeah, this is where the car's at. There is where the cop talked to her on the that we watched on the body cam footage.
Mhm.
And that's in Williams. Her
Okay.
car was found northwest from there.
Scarlett, on the timeline, you said something about sorry, hold on, let me get my train of thought back. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so
You
this
guys
picture kind of just created like a false narrative, sort of, because her car was locked, so the doors were actually closed.
Well, and
Yeah, when they
and
found her car, yes, her car was locked. But where this car's at in this picture, that's not where it was found at.
Got ya.
Well-
And then she backtracked and went the opposite direction of where she was actually heading. Is that true?
Well, we don't know really where she was heading at.
Well, it says the direction that the cop stopped her at versus the direction where her car found at was heading back northeast, southwest. It was heading back west versus heading to the east where she was originally kind of trying to make her way slowly to Connecticut or whatever.
Well, she had called her parents and told them that she wasn't going to make it out to Connecticut, so she was just going to stop in Arizona to camp. But where this picture here that I have pulled up, where she's at there, the car was found northwest from where this picture was taken.
And is this picture where she got
That's where she talked to the cop at on the body cam footage.
right? Okay, yeah. So she headed back toward her house.
You know what? That's what I remember now. I wonder if she even meant to even go to. I wonder like if she originally like knew that she wasn't gonna make it there to Connecticut, because that's what it was. You said something about a timeline, her texting her mom or whatever, not being able to make it to wherever, and then she also brought a sleeping bag, which is strange in my opinion. But
Well, not
I
if she was
just I
planning
want.
on camping out. That's not really that
Yeah, that's
strange.
true too.
I feel like she was trying to make it from the west coast to the east coast, but something happened in between there. Honestly, I feel like she got lost. She was a little
Yeah,
bit
we could.
distressed when she spoke to that police officer and
Yeah.
kind of got a little turned around. But where's the Love's, like from direction point? Like, where is that Love's gas station where she went immediately after she spoke to the police officer versus where her car is found?
Okay, so
Would that mean she went to the east and then turned back around and went to the west after she camped out in a parking lot?
well, we don't even know really if she even went to the Loves.
Well, I thought that's where the woodcutter saw her sleeping in her car.
No, the
No.
woodcutter saw her up where her car was found.
Back toward her house.
Well, no, it was actually north of where she's at in this picture.
The TikTok that I saw showed that she went toward the north. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with directional stuff. Like
No,
the
you're good.
TikTok I found showed that she was north. She was heading east, and then she went northeast south. She went west like 30 miles, and that was where the car was originally. Like that's where it was found. So I'm wondering where was that Love's at in relation to where the cop pulled her over? Would she have kept traveling to the East Coast to get to the Love's, or does that make sense
Well,
that she went back to the West Coast,
okay,
30
so where
miles?
the picture that I just had pulled up of
Uh-huh.
with the flowers and all that, the Loves was like the cop just turned around and pointed to the Loves and was like, "You see the yellow sign over
The
there?
yellow,
That's
the
a
yellow,
Love.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a Love's truck stop. You can sleep there. Nobody will bother you." So it was like literally right there. I'm about to pull this back up.
Okay, so
Do you know if it was to the east or the west? Like if she went there and made a U-turn and went back home? Or we just don't know that she ever made it to the Loves, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we don't
Right.
even know if she even went there.
So if the car was locked, they had said that she needed an oil change and the car was empty. I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, but so what,
I
did she
mean,
leave the keys to the car in the car and locked it, or?
that's what I'm wondering, because you can't see if a car like that needs an oil change unless you crank it up.
Right.
And it says oil change oil soon, or however
Right.
Ford say it. Like Chevy say oil change needed soon.
Right.
And so if the car was locked, unless they got a locksmith to come out, but then how did they crank it to see if it needed an oil change or if it had
Right.
gas or?
So if she took her keys, if she didn't take her keys, is that a sign that maybe she wasn't planning on coming back? I don't know. My head's like hurting from.
Okay, so
I'm
she
taking
goes.
the oil change and the need for gas, like she was out of gas and needed an oil. I'm kind of taking that with a grain of salt because of the source.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's true or not. Is the thing.
Because of the source,
about.
I'm taking it with a grain of salt because that same
Yeah.
source
Yeah,
also said she was out of gas. Like really?
Yeah, and we don't
You're out of
know
gas
that
and you
to
have
be a
two flat
fact.
tires. You're out of gas and have two flat tires at the same exact time. That's kind of odd.
Weird. Yeah.
Okay, so KK, do you see right here where my mouse is, where it
Yeah.
pulls up Williams? Okay, so that's where the picture was that I just had pulled up with her and the flowers at the cemetery.
Okay.
Up here at this red pin, that's where her car was found.
To the right of where you just were.
Okay.
Can you
down
say
here,
that again? Okay.
all right, so down here, can y'all see? Wait,
I see the
hold on.
red pin way up north.
Okay, so this where I have it pulled up right now. It says Williams, Arizona. That's where the picture was taken at the cemetery, and where she talked to the
Okay.
officer and all
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. Stop. We have
Okay.
to stop right now. Everybody. It is Miss Scarlett's birthday today.
Hey.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweet
Dear
Scarlett.
Scarlett.
Happy
Happy birthday to
to
you.
you. And
And many
anybody
more.
that would
Thank
like
you.
to,
On channel
anybody that
4.
would like to give her super chat
Whoop, whoop.
or anything, memberships, hey, now's the time to do it.
HT, thank you so much for being a member for 5 months. HT says, happy birthday, Scarlett. Thank you very much. And Tonka, thank you for being a member for a whole year.
Damn.
Whole year.
Okay.
Tonka's been here forever, y'all. Tonka's like
Yeah.
the OG of the channel, like forever, since the very
Yep,
beginning.
she is.
I think I've been here for more than a year because I came in right after AWP found Kylie. So that would have been in August.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was August the 21st when they found
Yeah.
her.
But I
Like-
think I came in at the beginning of September sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
was
about the time I got monetized.
yeah, I was here over a year too, and then But then this one here, I'm members on 2 of my accounts, and this one here's only 3 months, which I'm like, dang.
Hey, Scarlett,
Well,
can you slide that map over to the east and see how far it is just on visual from Williams to Flagstaff?
yeah,
Oh,
hold
you
on. Let me
guys.
grab these real quick, and then I'll do that for you.
All right.
Glowbug, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. Glowbug says happy birthday. Thank you so much, Glowbug. That's very nice of you. King Scarlet says happy birthday. Thank you so much, King Scarlet, for that super chat. KK says happy birthday, love. Thank you, KK. That is very nice of you. Let's see who else we got. Sweet Melissa, thank you so much for gifting those memberships. That was very nice of you. So Grammy, Hippie Chick, Arv, Angie, and Callie Dime got the memberships gifted. So thank you all. That was very nice of y'all.
We
Okay,
love
back
you,
to business.
Scarlett.
Thank you. I love all y'all too.
Can we start with the map where you were showing me before we got sidetracked and show me where she was like
KK,
actually at,
back to the
actually
map.
found?
Yes. Okay. So, and I can't. Hold on. Let me maximize my screen over here so I can see whenever it pulls up. The amazing tip. Thank you so much for that super sticker. That is very nice of you. Thank you. Okay, so I got it now to where I can see whenever it pulls up. Okay, so it should pop a little box up. I don't know if y'all can see it yet. All right, so can you see where the little box pops up and it says Williams Avenue?
Yes.
I keep wanting to say Williams Avenue, dang it. Williams, Arizona.
I see it.
Okay, that's where the picture was taken when she's holding the flowers at the cemetery.
Okay.
That is also where she was at when she talked to the officer that we saw the body cam footage from. Okay. So up here where this red pin is, that is where the car was found.
Oh wow.
So she would have actually went northwest of Williams. And
So back toward her house, heading in the complete wrong direction, and then also up north.
Well, if she was going back home, she would have been going west.
Right.
I
thought she was still going to head to Connecticut, even though she was missing the wedding. Maybe I misunderstood.
See, they never did say that. They just said that she called. Her parents said she called him, said she wasn't going to make it to the wedding, so she was just going to stop off in Arizona and camp. But they never said that she had planned on going on to Connecticut or turning around and going back to California.
That's why I wonder if she even planned to go to Connecticut in the first place. Because, like, sometimes, like, for me, sometimes, like, I actually do know something, but, like, I kind of, like, lead on. Like, it's horrible, but, you know.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe she just didn't feel like being around people at a wedding, and, and she just felt like instead of going around and pretending like I'm happy, I just don't go at all. And I just go do what makes me happy, and I go camp out.
Right. Hey, real quick, everybody that's in chat, if you haven't been able to get the gifts for the memberships, if you go up to the top and you hit that where Sweet Melissa is with that little present there, it will give you an opportunity to turn your gifts on so you can receive them.
Scarlett.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to look at that picture you had a while ago. I could tell by the shadows where the sun would be positioned, and that would tell me what time of day it was. Because we know now that the police officer talked to her at 9:30 that night, right? Or 9 o'clock.
8:30. It was 8:40.
8:40. Okay, so we know.
Well, it was in military time, and it said 20:40. Now I had to go back and count on my fingers to figure out what 20 was.
Either add or subtract 12. That's the easiest way to do it. Add or subtract.
Riddler, what time was that? What time is 20?
8:40.
8:20 p.m.
Okay, I got it right.
I feel like she just got lost.
No, I mean, she's right there at the cemetery during the day, and she says she was doing a project there. She was taking pictures.
No, but I'm saying she got lost. Where her car was found it wasn't really specifically toward her home in Cali or toward like the New York area. It was north.
Okay. It was almost like she was trying to go to the Grand Canyon there.
I mean, she might have gone there on purpose. Maybe she just like drove until she found a place she just thought she'd stop at.
Well, let
That's
me ask y'all this. Has it been confirmed that she personally turned off her credit cards and bank cards? Has that been confirmed or is that
No,
hearsay?
no, that is just hearsay. That is not confirmed.
Because my vibe is that she got lost and something bad happened to her, probably a crime of opportunity. However, if it was confirmed that she physically called, which is also weird, called and turned all her cards off, like the girl from last night said, then that would make you more likely assume that she went missing on purpose. But that's
Right.
not confirmed, so
No.
we're not going
Now,
to believe in that.
if law enforcement knows that she did cancel them, turn them off, or whatever, they have not put that out to the public.
So that's
that
probably
is not
BS.
Yeah, that is not a known fact.
Okay, my next question is, did law enforcement really say that they do not suspect foul play? Is that the truth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did say that.
That's so controversial to what.
So
And the-
I'm
and the
wondering
boy-
though, if they're saying that, I wonder if they know something through maybe her phone records.
I mean, they have to know something we don't, clearly. Like, I
Right.
100% respect law enforcement when it comes to investigations.
And
And then
her-
also, if her family's not out there searching, which may or may not be true, I heard that from a source last night who might not be
But
credible.
the family has hired a private investigator.
a
But
good
did the
one.
family go out there
Yes.
and search? Are a good one?
I
Yeah.
don't know if the family has been out there, but the family has hired a PI that is out there.
If the family themselves didn't go out there to look for their own daughter, I kind of feel like I'm going to sway on the side of law enforcement and say there's no foul play. But the family hired a really good PI to help sleuth
Right.
out where she is, and she's still alive. But I just get a
Right.
feeling she's not alive. I don't know. It's just a weird
And
feeling.
then they cleared the
Yeah.
boyfriends too.
I don't
Yeah,
feel like
all-
the boyfriend was real anyway, honestly.
I don't
guys.
need. Well,
all
I don't know about
ex-boyfriends
real, but
have been cleared.
He looks sketchy as hell. I'll give you that. Like Scarlett, last night I was listening to you. I was
Really
driving
does.
home. And I was like, damn, I wish I could look at my phone, but I have like the State Farm GP tracker in my car, and like I can't be driving fast or looking at my phone when I'm driving. And I was like, oh my God, y'all were talking about how sketchy he looked the whole time. And I was like, I wish I could see him. I didn't get to see him until today. And I was like, oh my God.
well, he
Y'all
might
weren't
have
even
been.
exaggerating. Like, I work in the film industry, and like he is the villain. He is like the next Michael Myers. Like,
He
y'all,
is,
he's
but
creepy as
he
hell.
could have been the
looking.
boyfriend, but not the
He has
fiance.
nothing to do with it. He has nothing to do with it.
I
I
don't
think.
think
I think
he
he's
does.
weird as fuck, but he ain't. The
I
one.
never thought he did either.
Yeah.
I never got that vibe.
According to another source that I have been talking to, they think that the boyfriend just saw an opportunity to
Yep.
monetize
Yeah.
off the
Money,
situation.
yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
He has a real huge career in film industry, though. I'll say that.
I really do have a bad feeling too, KK. But I'm thinking.
You do? I do too.
Yeah.
I think,
I'm
it was a crime
thinking-
of opportunity. I think she got lost, and it was 100% crime of opportunity.
See, I
Yeah.
think she got lost on purpose and
I
got
don't think it
away
was on
from
purpose.
everybody.
I think she got discombobulated, and I feel like also there's a lot of mental illness that I'm getting.
Yes.
And I'm getting that she was off of her meds. She was enjoying being away from her day-to-day routine, like we all would be, right? You leave your house, you're on a vacation, like you don't have to worry about real world stress, like all your bills rolling in. I feel like she was out there enjoying it, living life, taking photos, living the artistic, like total freedom lifestyle. But she got lost, and I feel like somebody took advantage of that, and it was a crime of opportunity, and
Yeah,
they took a hold of her, and we're probably not going to find her.
I agree.
And I don't feel like she's still here. I don't feel like she's here.
I don't either.
Honestly, I feel
And
like
if
it's
that's either way, though, if that is the case, or if she's just out camping, and like Riddler said a minute ago, she don't have her phone on, so she doesn't know what's going on. Don't even know
Right.
really that they're looking for. And either way, I hope she's found.
I
Mhm.
hope she's found too, but I get the vibe that she's not. And also, looking at the photos of where her car was found, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's 100% safe to assume there was no cell phone reception in that area.
Oh,
It just
no,
doesn't look like there would have been.
Because I have seen a conversation with one of the firefighters that was up there that was having a conversation with my source. And he said
No
that
cell
when
phone reception, point
yeah,
blank period.
he had to go down and to a certain spot to get cell phone reception.
And I think she was aware enough at the time to know that there was no cell phone reception and that she wasn't going to be found anytime soon with her car with the flat tires. So she decided to walk. And I feel like that was when she just got totally lost. Not to mention like miscombobulated, because she's got, and I'm making an assumption here, but based off of everything I've found online about her, she probably had some sort of mental health concerns and was might not have been taking her medication. But if you look at her social media, there's a lot of going on.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Exactly.
gonna
I
drop
think she
off.
did.
Sorry, really quick. I'm gonna drop off. Thank you very much, Scott,
Okay.
for having me on, and happy
Oh,
birthday
you're
again.
welcome. Thank you, and thanks for
Well,
coming up.
when I
All
think
right.
of
Good
someone
night,
going
y'all.
to a cemetery and they don't have anybody in there, I know she says she went there to take pictures. Once again, I was going to try to figure out how long she's been there. She's been there 6 hours. She's in depression.
Well,
And
not
she's
necessarily,
crying.
Riddler. Not
Well,
necessarily.
then why do you
Because
cry? Hold on. Why is she crying?
we take pictures at cemeteries all
Why
the
is
time.
she crying?
Yeah, something
Because she's
upset her
having a
at
mental health
cemetery.
episode.
So she's in depression.
We
That's
go to
what it's
cemeteries
called.
at night all the time and take pictures.
But I take pictures all day long too. But what you're missing the whole point. The cop asked, why is she crying? And she says, oh, I just got caught up in the moment of these soldiers. And she's picking flowers. And I'm
Well,
putting two
and
and
then
two together. And then now she comes up missing, and we got all this stuff left here, and we got this gone here. Nothing's making sense. And the boyfriends are all cleared.
well, we also have the picture of her before that one with the close up she took that looked like she was crying then too.
I'm
Let me-
not arguing the fact that she was crying, but I'm just saying, like, you can't stereotype everybody into being into taking pictures of cemeteries at night.
Okay, let me grab this real quick, y'all, so I can get it down off the screen so I can see the map. Summer, thank you so much for that super chat. She says, happy birthday. Love you. Summer, I love you too, honey. Thank you. That was very nice of you.
Well, I'm just going to go to right now, everything from what the police are saying and everything else we're seeing on here with her crying. And we see it in the photo.
It was a mental health break.
Right. So that's called depression.
That's what.
That's how doctors classify it.
Not necessarily though. You can have a mental health break and not be depressed. Those are two separate entities.
Well, she's going to have.
Thank you, Yorkie Mama.
If she's crying, she's depressed.
Yeah, the sheriff thinks that she might have been just by the people that she had contact with. He thinks that she might have been having an episode during that time. Which
but I think there's a difference, Riddler, between depressed and a mental health break.
Well,
because you don't see it when it hits you and you have mental health issues. You don't see it. You can be flying high as a kite one day and super happy, and the next minute you have an episode and all hell breaks loose. So I don't know that I would say that's the same category.
I agree with you, KK, because I've been there.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, people that cry because either there's a.
Not always.
I didn't get to finish the sentence, KK. Bye. Damn.
Some people cry when they're pissed off too.
Yes. They do. And I'm trying to look up something real quick on my timeline here.
But it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Just like it doesn't matter if she got lost or if she got lost on purpose, so to speak. It doesn't matter either way on either one of them. She was upset from the looks of it.
Over something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so when she was at the cemetery. Okay, so that was the day she was supposed to meet up with a friend, and she canceled in Phoenix, and she ends up in Williams, which is the same day that night she speaks with the officer or whatever. That's the day that she tried to book the hotel, and they were saying that she was disoriented. She was trying to exchange euros and all that. So there was something going on that day, and then later on that night at 8:40, when she's talking to the officer on the body cam footage, she's crying. She don't go see her friend that day. She leaves from Phoenix and goes 2.5 hours north up to Williams. So something was going on that day and that's when the sheriff says that he thinks that she was having an episode. And we don't know how long her episodes last.
I think that's all connected, and I think maybe that's why she just was like wanting to just be alone and get away from everything, you know?
Yeah. Because
Hopefully she's not in a mental breakdown enough to do something to herself. That
hopefully
worries
not.
me.
Because when all that's going on the 28th, then on the 30th is when the woodcutter guy sees her, and she says she's fine. She's just taking pictures, but that's also where she goes missing. That is where her car is found, where this woodcutter guy sees her and talks to her.
Can we please just have a better description instead of woodcutter guy?
I mean, I don't know
weird.
what else to call him because that's how
We've been
they
trying to
listed
find
I
his
know,
name.
I know, but it's so weird. Like,
But
we're
we've
not in
been
the
trying to
forest.
find his
We're in the
name. Nobody.
desert. We're in the desert.
Yeah, but nobody can find his name,
Yeah, I
KK.
can't find
No, I'm just
anything on
saying,
him.
it's like, I'm just joking, Lady V. It's just funny that we're calling him the
I
woodcutter,
know
like the
it's
Snow
kind of
White.
like hoodie guy, right? It's like
Right. It's like, are we Snow White? Are we in the middle of the forest? The woodcutter? We're in
Okay,
the
so
cemetery. We're not in the woods.
Vapor, what would you want me? You said go over to the east to Flagstaff, right?
Well, I just wanted to see if you could put the map to see the distance in visually from Williams to Flagstaff, and then look at the distance from where her car was to Williams, because I believe Williams is at the bottom of the hill before it starts going up into the forest to Flagstaff. And I don't know what the elevation is at Williams, but I know Flagstaff gets a lot of snow.
Okay, so here's Williams right here, and then Flagstaff is right here.
Right where?
Okay, so here's Flagstaff,
Okay, yeah.
and
can
then
that measure
here's
distance?
Williams. Yeah, I can do it. New directions. It's 37 minutes.
And then how far is it from Williams to Flagstaff?
Williams to Flagstaff's 37 minutes.
Oh, how far is it from Williams to her car?
I believe someone said like a mile and a half from there. But
From Williams?
yes, so now
There's
okay.
no way.
All right, so let me do this. And
Where'd it go?
wait. It dropped down
Yeah.
whenever I did that. Oh shit! Did I hit the? Hold on. I hit 4 instead of 6. So from Flagstaff to where her car was found, 2 hours.
That's not where her car. Oh, okay.
Yeah, up here.
So she was, well, in driving, she was further from Williams than it is from Williams to Flagstaff. Time. If it's 37 million minutes from Williams to Flagstaff and it's 2 hours from Flagstaff to her car, then you're looking at an hour and 23 minutes.
Yeah, because this way it's taking you through Ashfork. It's not taking you. I believe there is. Well, there was the Forest Service Road 6 came down this way somewhere. I may have to go back up here and then follow it down.
We lost Riddler.
So it might be irrelevant, but somebody in the chat asked, where was this guy cutting trees down at? I don't know if any of y'all have been to Arizona, but I've been there a few times, and like, it's not very foresty.
It is up there, though, by
And
Flagstaff.
I also read where a lot of the locals were talking about that the day that she went missing, they had, I guess, what we call here in Louisiana control burns. They had some burn, different areas that was burning going on up there, and they said that it was a lot of smoke in the area that day. So
Wow.
some people were thinking, well, maybe with all the smoke in the area, because she tried to have hiked out and might have gotten turned around with her directions.
Maybe so. Hey, last night I went to a wedding, Scarlett, so I didn't see your live stream, but I got to hear like most of it on the drive home. It was in Broussard, Louisiana. Do you know where that's at?
Out, yeah.
I was in Broussard, Louisiana last night, and girl, guess what it smelled like in that whole entire city? A
Should I ask?
bonfire. A bonfire.
Oh, well, that don't surprise me. That's pretty
But I
much
was
all
like,
it is around here.
but it was like it brought back memories of like before we had burn bans everywhere. I was like, oh my God, it actually smells like we're getting close to the winter. You know how everybody has like bonfire parties?
Yep.
I was like, I miss that smell because we've been under this burn ban for so long. Nobody's burning anymore.
Yep. But that's what they had going on in Arizona the day she went missing.
A burn?
So, yeah. So I guess maybe some control burns that they had going on up there. And
Well, you know, if her phone wasn't working, Scarlett, I just thought about it. If her phone ain't working in the middle of BFE where she was, she probably didn't have her navigation pulled up on her phone.
right.
I feel like she got lost. Honest to God, I feel like she just got really lost and turned around.
Is there sugar cane there?
In Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yes, girl. On the way to
Yes.
Broussard, I saw so many signs and it said, "Caution: sugarcane trucks crossing the highway." And I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yes.
I looked off in the fields and I was like, "This reminds me of Danilo," because it was 2 hours away from where I live, and I'm like, "This reminds me of the Danilo case." It looked like cornfields to me, but there's signs everywhere saying like, "Cautious of sugarcane trucks crossing the highway."
You know, I've had fresh pressed sugar cane juice.
As kids, we would pull over on the highway and take it. And yeah, it's really good.
It is delicious.
I'm not convicting myself of anything like that, KK.
Of what? Pulling over? Is that illegal to take it off the side of the road?
No, I don't know if it is or not. I'm
As
just saying,
kids, my daddy used to always do it. He used to always pull over and be like, "Girls, I want to taste this." And we're like, "Yeah, Dad."
yeah,
It's
they
really
have
good.
sugar cane. Yeah, there's places here that make ribbon cane syrup from it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Now, I hadn't thought about sugarcane in years since I was a kid, but driving to that wedding, I saw those signs and I was like, first I was like, this is very Danilo. And then I was like, these look like cornfields, but like, we know we don't have them here. And then I was like, what's that other word for like what it really was? And then I saw the sugarcane sign.
It's not corn. That was sorghum.
Sorghum. Yeah. I was trying
Sorghum.
to remember the word. I was trying to remember the word. I've never heard of sorghum.
They were
We're from
actually
the
cutting the
South.
sorghum
We don't
fields
have
up
that
here.
here.
They were
You
cutting
got
the
sorghum
sorghum
up
fields
there?
up here. Yeah,
No,
they
you
were
don't.
cutting the sorghum fields up here. Day before yesterday when I went to town, they were cutting them for hay again.
Girl, you a lie.
I'll take a picture next time I go through there. I'm telling the God's
Show it
honest
to
truth.
me. Girl, we got crawfish pond fields and we got
We have
rice.
those here too.
Is it sorghum?
We got
Maybe it was
crawfish
sorghum that I
ponds.
seen in sugarcane.
It wasn't corn.
Eric, she did have a job. She was
Yes, she was a therapist. And what was Lady B? Did you see the picture that I posted earlier in Discord where I said I thought that it would say she wasn't a therapist, that she was just working on her art? Didn't it say in that picture when she's looking in the mirror that she's a was it? I'm gonna have to go back and look to make sure that that's what it said. So I don't want to.
let me go look.
I think it said her starting her new chapter as a therapist or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, it did say something like that.
I saw that.
Okay.
Thought it was social worker, but
Now she
Yeah.
does on her Facebook have where she got her license, and then she said she had to do something else that may take 3 to 6 years, but it was something to do with social worker and all that, counseling and stuff like that. So I don't know if she just called it a therapist, but it's actually the social worker role that she's doing. I don't know, but that's what she was doing apparently, because in August she posted on her Facebook that she was in Utah for work.
Yes.
And I don't know what she was doing in Utah. She didn't say. She just said she was up there for work, and if any of her friends from around there wanted to meet up, to let her know. So she wasn't new to traveling by herself.
No, absolutely not.
That's why I feel like she just got lost because I travel a lot for work. But when you go off the grid and there's no cell phone reception, like it's really easy to get lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found the picture. It says she had typed looking in the mirror, it in white, just very on the mirror. It says my new chapter. and then it has a little I down at the bottom, and it says, "Off to my first official day as a full-time therapist."
Okay. I knew it said something about therapist or something, but like I said, I did see her license that she had gotten in
Right.
for the social worker. I don't know. I just hope she's found, y'all, because this is a very weird situation. I know that they're claiming that they cleared the ex-boyfriends, but this PJ dude is a little sketchy. The Elias dude is a little sketchy.
Did he
I don't
take down the GoFundMe like he said he was going to?
Let me look, because I know last night when I was live, it was still up. And I was actually going to report it, and I didn't get a chance to. No, it's still up.
Great.
Yep, it was created 2 days ago. It still has $35 of 30,000 donated. And I was wanting to read that whole story, and I seen somebody had posted it in Discord too, but I think it was Fofo that did, and I haven't got to read the whole thing that he put in there. But he is on this GoFundMe claiming to be Chelsea's fiance.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for her because of all the people that are claiming to really know her but really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still friends with people that I went to started school with in 7th grade. Went all through, middle school, all through high school together. But we only talk on social media, because we live in different states now. But as far as like what they're doing in their personal life, if they were to go missing, I couldn't tell anybody anything because I wouldn't know.
Okay, so on her Facebook, she says she's a licensed associate social worker on track to be able to have her own practice.
But she had goals. She had things that she wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like this was an accident and she got lost.
Maybe she got lost and come across somebody who just wasn't a good person.
That's what I said, girl. It's a crime of opportunity.
That could very well be it.
I'm telling you, that's what the Magic 8 Ball said.
Oh gosh. Vapor, what do you think?
Which part?
Like, what do you think possibly could have happened?
I don't know. I still don't think this PJ guy's out in the clear like everybody says.
I think it's super sketchy.
Only because when did he get there after supposedly she was missing? How long before or after they found her car did he show up?
It was after, is what I heard.
Yeah, but how long?
I mean, I don't know. To me, that point would be a little bit irrelevant because, like, after they do all the news broadcasts, then you kind of have a general vicinity of where her car was located, so you could go out there the next day if you wanted. I feel like he's just a grifter. He's a grifter, just looking for money, is what the family makes it sound.
Hold on, because I've got a video.
Because you can't really give a lot of relevance to what was said last night from the friend, because I feel like a lot of the things that were said were hearsay or like made up.
Where did I put that video of Elias and did I post that on Discord today?
Are you talking about the ones that they were talking?
Yeah, and I said he was a bullshitter because look how nervous he is and fidgety. Okay.
He was
and you
in
could
Discord,
and the link that you listed in Discord tonight about watching whatever his name was, I don't know how to say it, but
Elias?
No, not Elias, something else, but we couldn't watch it unless you were a paid subscriber, Scarlett.
Oh, I never did go to it.
On the expert, we couldn't get in there unless you were
Oh,
paid.
oh, okay, yeah, because I told y'all to come hang out over there.
Yeah, we couldn't get in there because none of us are paid
Oh, okay.
subscribers. So we missed all that part.
Yeah. Do you need them sent to you?
Um, I, I know I posted in Discord, I think.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I was
King
trying to
Scarlet
see,
posted one.
'cause I
I
want
think
to
that's the
see.
one where he said he was sorry.
And Lady V, I'm sorry for what happened to you last night, sis.
You know, I'm fine. It's okay. I think I triggered her. I feel really horrible,
I
KK.
think you did on accident, but I didn't catch that part because I was driving home from that wedding. And the next, like today, I started to listen to it and to finish the replay. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I wish of all the lives that I missed, and I don't hardly ever miss, I was like, I can't believe I missed that one. Because, girl,
I
you know
was
I'd have
just
had your back.
yeah. Oh well, I know, but I
No,
really
you didn't do anything wrong. You did not do anything wrong. That was totally unnecessary and uncalled for.
Okay, now I can't
I
find this
don't
video,
know.
but I know that it was on Discord, and I wanted to see.
Let me see. I can send it to you. I'm right here on it.
Okay, I just want to see if there's a date on it of when, because Elias had posted it, and it was him and PJ in the truck. They said that they were there to search for Chelsea. And I just wanted to see if it had a date on it. So,
Okay, there's one.
okay, where are you sending it to me at?
I sent it to Messenger.
Okay. Because it should have a date on it. And they were talking, or Elias was talking about that they were going to be on this news station and this one
Oh, hold
and all
on.
that.
I think
And
I
I
sent
just,
it to the wrong one.
and I was like, this dude's a bullshitter because he's very nervous when he's talking. He's
Right.
very fidgety. Let's see if this is it. I don't think that was it.
Hold on. Here's another one. Okay, I sent two of them. Hopefully, hopefully
Okay.
I sent it to the right one.
I only got one. That was just
Okay,
the first
hold
one.
on.
The second one hadn't come through yet.
Okay, you should have both of them now.
Dude, why am I not seeing Sunflower Dragon? Oh, Sunflower Dragon, how are you? All right, let me put the link in the chat. Oh, wait, that's not right. Where'd y'all? Okay, this is trying to pull Discord up. Here, I've got this, like 10 million tabs open on my computer right now. I'm gonna get them on off. Megan, is Megan in here? Because I don't see Megan either. Megan L, how are you?
I can always tell when Vapor's up here. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
I know it's in this Discord because I know I posted or somebody posted it today.
What are you looking for?
The video that was in Discord today that of Elias and PJ when they got to Arizona.
Well, this one here okay, copy media link. This one here that I'm sending you is the one that they're both on there. You want
Okay.
Lost Souls True Crime. Okay. So this is the one with both of them. It only looks like one at first, but it's both of them.
Okay, I don't know why it's not. Let me see. Tell me I gotta download something. And I don't remember who posted it. Sally Mae saying close all your tabs. Sally Mae, if I close all my tabs, then I won't have all my stuff pulled up that I need.
I
Okay,
think it was a lot Elias that posted it on his TikTok.
yeah, it was on his. I just need a date.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because that would tell around the time. that they
I
or
mean,
that they
obviously,
got
if the
there.
police can get her phone records, they can find out what was being texted and who was being called and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It'll add a lot more information that we're not going to get.
and that's when I'm waiting that information like for it to come out or whatever, because it may fill in some more of the timeline. And they're going to be able
I'm
to
just
see, like I
curious.
told Maya last night, they can get a warrant and get those phone records, and they'll see everything that was said in all of her text messages.
Right.
Right. I I'm just curious how two guys that claim to have no money can all of a sudden be somewhere 400-500 miles away from where they're
Exactly.
supposedly living within a day, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. How, and then how did they know? How did they know she was missing? How did they know, unless PJ or whatever, Philip, was texting or talking to her? Or, I mean, who knows? There may have been a text of her just getting pissed or getting upset about something, and then that's what made him go looking for her. But how did they? I mean, they got to her car. How? Because the sheriff found it. And how did they get that information? They're not next of kin. They can't.
Exactly.
No,
See,
because
that was my con-
the mom said that they called her on the 5th and told her that they found Chelsea's car.
So who actually found it?
It was found by some hunters because it was in
Okay.
the middle of the road, and the hunters thought it was suspicious, and they called it into the sheriff's department.
Okay, so who gave Elias and Philip this information?
That I don't know.
I mean, unless he's, going in there saying I'm her fiance and blah blah blah. But I
I don't
mean,
think
the
that
guy
he-
doesn't look like a suit and tie guy. So
No, he don't.
some crackhead walks into the sheriff's station asking about somebody that's missing that they already think might be suspicious. Why would they give him information?
Okay. I just put Elias's Instagram in the messenger.
Okay. Sally Mae, thank you so much for gifting us memberships. That was very nice of you. Thank you.
And I'm getting ready to put the Facebook.
Instagram. Let's see. All I need is a date for them to show. This is what, oh, that's not yet, because there's one of them two sitting
Yeah, no, that
in
first
the
one I
truck.
showed. It's that first one. It just looks like him at the beginning, but it's not.
Okay, let's see if it's got a date. Let's see. A day ago, it says 17 likes. Let's see if I can find, what is this one? This one was posted a day ago. They posted the GoFundMe Elias did 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And how many days ago was her car found?
Car was found October the
Fifth. Found the 5th.
Yes.
Oh, so it's been a week and a half,
Yeah.
10 days. Yeah.
That's why I think, if she was just wanting to get away from things, then she probably would have been back by now, which KK thinks she's got lost. So either way, I think
there's more to it. I think that, if the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriends are cleared, okay, but I still feel there's a possibility that she came across someone and
Yeah,
they
I
said
agree.
something to her. Okay, so yeah, the parents reported her missing October the 4th. Car was found the 5th. It was locked. Both tires on the right side were flat. Let's see. And then the mom said that they called her on the 5th and told her that they had found Chelsea's car. Law enforcement did.
And see, Vapor, that's why I was questioning her, because I was trying to clear up those questions, and then there was people that were in Discord that were asking questions, and I tried to answer them, get her to answer them too, because they were all relevant, you know.
Right. But
I was
like I
trying to
said,
make
I said a
sense of
couple of
it stuff.
times. What's that?
I said we were just trying to make sense of everything because it just was not connecting right.
Yeah, I understand that. But we know you, so she doesn't.
Right,
And the whole thing was, like I said a couple of times, when when I was listening to you, and you would always preface it with, I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm not trying to, whatever you were saying. But it still to me kind of sounded accusatory. And I think the fact when you asked her how long has it been since you actually seen her in person, I think that kind of struck her kind of like an attack, because I think that like I said earlier in chat, a lot of people have these memories of people that they still may have contact with but they haven't seen for years.
right.
And that experience that they went through at that school, I
I think
think
you're.
had a real lasting impression on Maya. Maybe it did on Chelsea also, I don't know.
I
But
think you're
I
absolutely right.
I
I
think
totally
that,
agree.
yeah, and I think that she almost was feeling attacked when somebody, it almost was like I could see it from her point of view
Yeah,
as, I'm trying to help somebody that I consider my friend, and now somebody's kind of pushing back on me on whether or not she's really my friend, kind
right.
of.
I understand what you're saying. I agree with you completely. I didn't mean for it to come off that way, but I listened to it this
No, and that's
afternoon.
why I'm saying we know you, so we
Right,
understand where you're coming from, but
right,
she doesn't. She's known you
right.
for like 3 hours, and you
But I did go back and listen to it today, and I agree with you. It did sound that way. That's why I want to apologize because I didn't. I feel bad about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me grab her. Where did I write down her email? Oh shit. I know I wrote it down somewhere last night. If y'all could see my desk right now, literally.
Kitty cats.
Oh no, this is just a notebook.
Oh,
Yeah, this is just a notebook.
can't blame the cats on that one, huh?
No, because I wrote it down because she put it in back chat and I gave her mine. She put hers in back chat and said that when she sends me stuff, that would be the email that it was coming from. And I wrote it down because I didn't want to lose it and forget to uh, copy and paste it off the back chat. So I wrote it down. I just got to find the page that I wrote it on. Hmm. I think this is it.
You know, I think honestly, part of what we might not have comprehended last night with both of these ladies is that the hold and the extreme nature of what they went through. I think for us to understand them, we have to go back and understand what they went through for 2.5 years.
well, it come, what they went through would just depend on their mental state and how strong mentally they were. Um, just, I mean, I know that when,
Because I mean, they have attack therapy and just all kinds of things. I mean, they sit around and they'll attack each other, just saying how terrible they are or fat or ugly or humiliate them in any ways, any means necessary to make them feel like, I mean, that's got to undermine your whole self.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's got to do with your mental toughness.
It does. I agree.
Um,
The tougher you are, the more you're going to go through.
well, the more you can deal with and understand that, you know, I don't know. I know when I went in the military and I went, um, my group was all handpicked to do a special forces unit. And obviously, you know how it goes when you first get there. They want to tear you down and
Right.
then they rebuild you. Well, but because of the athletics and everything that I had done up to that point, I flat out tell them every single day, you can't break me. You can't break me physically. You can't break me mentally. And it was a challenge for them every single day to try to break me. And every day I would outdo them. And it got to the point that my captain would call me down to his office out of bed before he went home every night and make me do push-ups with him until somebody quit. And I would never let him win. And it got to the point where he told the first sergeant, if he beats me again, you're getting your PT yanks. You're going to have to start doing PT again, because the sergeant major was like 50 years old and half
Right.
crippled, and he had a
So somebody that could go longer than him.
no. My captain wrestled for the Army.
Oh,
So he had all the records for our battalion, and when I broke all his records. That's when he started trying to go head to head with me. And it wasn't like a mean thing. We had a great relationship. It's just that he couldn't understand how somebody that's 19 years old wouldn't break mentally. And yeah, there was every day. I mean, we probably did it 3 or 4,000 push-ups a day. And the drill sergeants would get down and do push-ups with you for about 10 or 15, and then they would get tired and get up, and then that's when I would tear into them about how weak they
right.
are. I should be teaching this, they're
But what you just described is a really good way of describing part of what they went through, or like a CIA agent or something, some
correct.
special forces military kind of person would go through this kind of thing. That's how extreme it
Yeah,
is.
it was. But that's how they would also, at first everybody in my platoon would be pissed at me, because the more I challenged them, the harder they were on everybody, because
Hmm.
it was like, if you don't make him shut up, we're all going to keep doing it. And the
Right.
way I looked at it was, I'm just helping you all get better.
Yeah.
You know,
I can,
I
yeah.
don't, I'm not going into some country I'm not supposed to be in with people I don't trust.
Right.
If you
It's
can't hack
crazy.
this,
Go ahead, finish.
I was going to say, if they can't hack what we're doing here where they're safe, how are they going to handle something that's actually stressful where you can lose your
True.
life?
Very true.
I just think it's crazy that they have places that they send kids to that do them like that.
Well, believe it or not, I believe there's a whole crap load of those places.
Yeah, I knew that they had boarding schools, but I didn't know that they were to that extreme.
They could call that a boarding school, but they had their own agenda on how they were going to. I don't know if there was any kind of a. I don't know if the parents got to, or if they knew what the kids were going to go through. I have no idea. I think they probably left it pretty vague, and then when the kids got there, it turned out to be pretty extreme. But pretty extreme is also, you know, how extreme something is comes down to how mentally tough you are.
Okay. Now, this particular place, the origin of it is from, and I don't know how to say this, Sananon. It's a CULT founded in Santa Monica, California in 1958.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, I'm just saying that that's what it was founded on. It's more like a CULT than a boarding school, which is why they got in trouble, partly.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. I didn't read too much into what the school was about. I just read a little bit last night, but um, it. It just to me it just sounded like almost like a juvenile camp. You
Well,
know,
yeah, and some of these
Yeah.
kids, they were. It was like the last hope before something like that.
Hey, Cole, how are you? Spirit of the trees, thank you. Okay, do we need to look at anything else on the map?
Come on, Sally Mae. You trying to take the fun out of the chat?
Not that I know of.
Okay, because I'm going to take it down so I can close that tab out. I'm going to close out the GoFundMe. Okay, so I found the video that he posted, and then King Scarlet also sent it to me. It doesn't have a date on it, but I would say probably around 2 days ago, when during the same time that they posted the GoFundMe link on his TikTok and all that. It would be probably about the time that they got Elias and PJ got to the area of where she was missing. Linda G, thank you.
Okay,
So,
everybody, let's take a deep breath and start all over again, okay? Just reset, everybody. Just reset.
yeah, everything will be okay. What was I about to say? Now, as far as how they found out about it, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe they were watching like the family's social media, but what would be the reason that they would have been watching that? You know what I'm saying? Unless they knew that something was going to happen.
Who?
Elias and PJ.
Oh, okay.
In order to find out about Chelsea missing.
Yeah.
Unless the sister got in touch with them.
I don't know. Last night I was trying to figure out too if she'd actually spoken to the sister or not.
I don't. You talking about Maya? I don't think
Yeah.
that she had. I don't think she had.
I don't either.
I may reach out to Kelsey and ask her if she knows how PJ found out about it. Unless it was just because of the news.
No, you're
They
right,
might
Lady V. She hadn't spoken to her.
I mean, because where is Oceanside, California? Is that close to?
Oceanside's in San Diego.
Okay, because there was I forgot what the news station is, but they were in Oceanside doing an interview about Chelsea's case.
Oceanside's where Camp Pendleton is.
Okay, but it's right there at San Diego, though.
It's North County. It's from the actual city of San Diego. It's probably 20, 25 minutes north up the I-5 on the coast.
Okay.
Oceanside's right on the water.
Okay, because I kept thinking that it's like, I don't know why I was thinking it was in Northern California.
No.
Okay. So, like I said, there was a news station that was down there. They were doing the lady was down there just doing her interview or whatever. She wasn't interviewing anybody, just basically telling Chelsea's story. So I'm wondering if maybe that might have been how PJ found out about it. Thank you, Jen. I mean, there had to have been some way that this dude found out about it. But then I've also heard that this truck that was Elias's truck, this blue 70s Ford truck, had a Utah plate on it.
That's interesting.
But it's also being said that they're not friends on any social media. So how the hell did these two meet up? There's a lot of digging that still got to be done to try to piece these people together. Because, I mean, she did say in August she was up in Utah. I know that her and PJ was together during that time because she said it on her Facebook. So I'm wondering if maybe PJ went with her to Utah. And this is where this Elias dude is from or was living at the time. Okay, thank you, King Scarlet. don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this case that doesn't make any sense at all. And it all just boils down to we all hope that she's found, no matter I mean, we want her to be found alive, but no matter the outcome, we want her to be found.
Yeah.
True.
Either way, if she's no longer with us or if she still is here with us, she needs to be brought home to her family. So, and it'd be awesome, like I said last night, to just wake up the next morning and see that she's been found, and it was just a case of she got lost.
Well, I don't know that anybody really goes camping for a few days without food and no weapons to get food.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true too.
I'm going to
mean-
go get some ice. I'll be right back.
Okay.
That place doesn't look like the
I
most
really do think she got
inviting
lost.
for doing a fasting situation.
I don't think she would have been in, just from the pictures that I've seen, she was very, very tiny. And when I say tiny, I'm talking about like really skinny. So I don't know. Can a person that, KK, did you see the pictures of her? I think Lady V did.
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
So can someone that little fast?
Sure. Why not?
I mean, you can kind of see her bones and like her shoulders and her collarbones and
I don't know.
and
Maybe she
the
had
crazy
something.
part, Scarlett,
don't know.
like, is that your photos and like what you see like on camera if you're on TV adds weight to you. So in real life,
Yeah.
it's even you're even thinner in real life. And like I've experienced that firsthand where on camera they look normal body weight, but in person, like you can see their bones through their skin. So
like,
she
that's
was
how she'll look,
smaller than she
little.
was in those photos for sure. I don't know. I really feel like she got lost and it was foul play, and I feel like it was crime of opportunity. I don't think that that guy has anything to do with it. He does look sketchy and he acts weird, but I think he just was a grifter for my girl. I know. I seen the picture and I was like, oh my God, Scarlett was right. I was listening to you last night and I couldn't look because I was driving. But when I seen him today, I was like, oh my God, it was worse than I imagined. Scarlett, it was like straight out of a.
Yeah, and the Elias dude, just by watching him on some of his stuff when he's talking about her,
See, I haven't got
especially
to
the
see him
one.
yet. I haven't seen him at all yet.
Well, this one video, and it's on Discord, he's basically saying, okay, you know, we're here in Arizona, me and PJ, and we're here to search for, and he mentioned something about if somebody wants to help out with like camping gear and stuff like that. But the whole time he's sitting there and he's talking about there to search for her, he's very fidgety. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and I even put it in Discord, like, this dude's a bullshitter. He's very
body language, yeah.
He's very, you could tell he's nervous, like, and he's fidgety, and it's just like he's constantly playing with his mustache and he's playing with his hair, and I'm just like, you know, if you're here truly to be searching for Chelsea, you would get on there and say what you need to say and be like, hey, we're here to search for her. This is where we're going to be at. If y'all want to come out and help, this is what you need to do. Not get on there and say, well, if, you know, somebody wants to help out with camping gear, that would be great. And we're going to be live on such and such channel at such and such time. And then we're going to be on this other channel at such and such time live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it was a grifting, nervous, fidgety, what is another word? Self-promotion type thing, all wrapped up.
You just read
like
right through it. You read right through it. Last night when I was listening to you, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Scarlett came quick with that judgment because you were like, yeah, he looks weird. When you were talking about the ex-fiance / boyfriend, you're like, yeah, he looks so weird. He looks so creepy. I think he's definitely involved. And I was like, damn, she made a quick conclusion. Like, I can't wait to see what this guy looks like for Scarlett, of all people, to be like, yeah, he's a red flag. And then when I seen him today, girl, I was like, oh my God, he is worse than what I imagined. I imagined, like, yeah, he might be a little, like, a tad bit creepy here and there. But girl, when I seen his photo, I was like,
well, when the sister posts, do not.
This man looks like a murderer.
When the sister posts on social media, for everybody who's following the case, do not donate to any GoFundMe, especially the one that the ex-abusive boyfriend has come up with. And then all of a sudden, she's missing, and the boyfriend and this other dude that nobody really knows anything about is in the area that she goes missing in.
It makes sense to assume it, but I still feel like, even though he looks like the villain of this movie, I still feel like he probably didn't have nothing to do with it. He just wants, he's a cash cow. He's a cash cow, and that other guy kind of sounds like they're the same person. Versus, like, you know, people are trying to find on social media if they're connected, but they're not friends on anything. But whenever somebody said they clicked on the other guy's GoFundMe, it brought them back to the ex-boyfriend, fiance's GoFundMe. I feel like it's the same person, possibly. So I feel like it's just that, like, the sister's right. The sister, it's a scam.
No, I don't think it's the same person because there was 2 people in that video.
Yeah,
well,
PJ
okay, maybe did
Elias.
Remember, Lady, did you hear how somebody said they clicked on Elias's GoFundMe and it brought them back to the ex-boyfriend's GoFundMe?
I think they're just connected.
Yeah, Elias posted the GoFundMe on his TikTok.
But when you click it, it brought you back to the
it's
PJ's.
for
it's just the same link.
Okay.
Yeah, but Elias and PJ are they're 2 different people.
Okay, that was where I was confused because somebody had said, because I was doing a lot of listening and not able to watch, and they had said when you clicked on Elias's GoFundMe, it brought you to PJ's GoFundMe, and I was like, well, maybe that made sense to why the girl said last night that they weren't friends on social media, so they seemed almost like they're saying they're friends, but they're not.
Yeah, he just shared the link. That's all he did on his. Hey, Liza, he just shared it on his TikTok.
You know, Scarlett, you had asked a question about her being so small and if she could like fast for like that amount of time. I was that small at her age, and I would go 3 or 4 days without eating and not even think about it.
You definitely can go that long, and depending on what kind of medication she was on, she could, if she was on anything, I'm just making an assumption, then yeah, she could go for a couple of days.
Yeah,
but I don't feel like she did. I feel like she just got lost. I feel like her car, she had flat tires.
I know my mom. She was little when I was growing up. My mom was really little, and I can remember my mother going, and because she was fasting for something for the Lord, and she would go like a week without anything but liquids. But the problem is, I think she only had 1 bottle of water with her.
I mean, it just makes sense. She's down this road. She's there taking pictures. She has 2 flat tires, no cell service. Her only option is to hike out to try to get cell service or find help. And that's what she did. And she ran into somebody. As it's been said that there's all kind of people out there. There's, there's all the hunters are out there. Vapor did post in the chat earlier, like the hunting seasons that are going on. So you never know who you're going to run across in an area that's literally in the middle of nowhere. Kelly P, have a good night. I don't know. I feel bad for her parents. I am glad that they do have a private investigator, though, that's working on this. Hopefully, he will be able to find out stuff and make sure that the cops are doing what they're supposed to. Because, I mean, honestly, the very first thing they should have done was got the phone records and dusted that car for prints. I'm just still curious of how they got into the car to crank it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Scarlett,
can you try to drop a link again? Summer's trying to come up, but she keeps getting an error.
And what time is it? How long have I been on here?
It's 1:11.
Okay, because I'm not going to be on here tonight for the full 4 hours. So I'll probably be here another 30 minutes. Y'all, I'm so over YouTube and their flipping chat. And JC, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
I have a question.
Okay.
So his from my understanding of this, not many people have searched for this girl,
No, there's a lot of people searching for her.
but did you say last night that like her parents haven't been out to search?
I don't know if they've been out there or not. That's what the girl who was on panel was saying, is that they
Okay.
haven't been out there. I don't know if they have or not. They might have went out there, and that may be where they're at when they're doing these interviews. We don't know. We just know that they live in Connecticut. As far as us knowing for a fact they haven't been out there, we don't know.
But they hired a really good private eye
Yes,
to look for her.
they have hired a private eye, but that's what I kept trying to explain last night. If her parents haven't went out there, it could be for financial reasons. It could be for health
Yeah.
reasons that they haven't. It could be because they hired a private investigator. And I didn't find that out until after I was done with the live last night. And me and this girl was actually still talking at like 4:30 this morning on Twitter. And she was giving me some information. So I didn't know about that until after the live. But
Okay.
we don't know for a fact that they haven't went out there.
Okay, because that's just kind of the vibe that I was getting last night, and it was probably from her that I was getting that vibe, but I didn't know for sure. Like, but we just don't know.
No, the parents have never come out and said, okay, you know,
We
we're still
have
in
or have not
Connecticut.
been out
Yeah,
there.
they never have said. The police has never said.
Okay.
And y'all know how people say stuff in cases like this. They may see something where somebody else has said something on another platform, and then it kind of gets around and gets changed up and all that. I don't know where.
Snowballs. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where she was getting that they haven't been out there. I don't know. I don't know if some of them have talked to the family members or what, but for a fact, we don't know if they have been out there or not.
Okay. And back to my very first impression was you said that most of the stuff was left in the car.
Yes, everything except for her
The cell
wallet.
phone.
Yeah, her cell phone. She has her pet bearded dragon. She has her wallet with her debit cards, credit cards, and driver's license. She took some clothes and she took her sleeping bag. Everything else that she had was left in the car, including her camera, which is where they got the pictures from. The sheriff's department did that they're putting out to the public.
Okay.
Hold on.
And she was supposed to go camping, right?
Well, she was originally supposed to go from California to Connecticut to this wedding.
Okay.
And she called her parents and said, I don't think I'm going to make it to the wedding. I'm just going to stop off in Arizona and I'm going to camp for a few days. Don't expect to hear from me for a few days. And she ends up going into Phoenix, meets with a friend on the 27th of September, supposed to have lunch with that friend on the 28th, but she ends up canceling. And she goes from Phoenix 2.5 hours north up to Williams, which is where she's missing from.
Okay.
And she tries to get a hotel, but the sheriff in Williams, Arizona, says she was disoriented. She was trying to exchange euros. And then that night on the 28th is when she was talking to the officer on the body cam footage when she was at the cemetery. And so she was going to camp, and he told her, you know, you can go sleep over at the Love's truck stop. Nobody will bother you and all that.
And that was on the 28th.
Yes. The 30th, she's up where her car is found. And that's when this woodcutter dude comes across her where she's camping at, talks to her, says she's not distressed or anything like that. She tells him she's okay. She's just out taking pictures. But there was someone who had posted on Facebook that early that morning at 6 o'clock on this same road where this woodcutter dude sees her, that the car was there. When they came out at 12 to go back into town, the car wasn't there. When they come back to go back out, and I'm assuming they're going back in at 4 p.m. that afternoon to go hunting, the car is back there. When they come back out to go back to town at 8 o'clock that night, the car is still sitting in the same spot, but there was nobody around it.
Oh lordy.
And I just said all of that, y'all, without looking at my notes.
I
Well, you've
believe that.
probably been over and over and over it. I mean,
I have been on this since I woke up today,
yeah.
trying to get all this wrote down.
But they still don't expect foul play or say that foul play is not suspected.
No, they don't suspect foul play, and the sheriff has said that they have cleared the ex-boyfriend.
So did she get pulled over? Is that
No, she never got pulled over. When the cop was talking to her that night, she was pulled over on the side of the road at a cemetery, and I guess somebody thought it was suspicious and called it in.
okay.
And so the officer went and talked to her, and she just said she was there because she was taking pictures of, I guess, a lost soldiers memorial that's there at the cemetery. And she had been crying, and that was brought up in the body cam footage. And she said, yeah, I was just upset from when I was taking the pictures, and I didn't want to get back out on the road while I was crying and all that. And he tells her where she could go up to the Love's truck stop and sleep. And she said she hadn't planned on being there after sunset, and she was going to go camping somewhere and all that. So we still don't
Okay.
even know if she went to the Love's truck stop that night. I mean, hopefully they went and checked the
Footage.
the camera footage to see if she made it there. But if they went and checked it, and they haven't put that out if she was there.
I wonder why they haven't put out more details about this and like if she was confirmed to be there.
I don't know. I've been checking throughout the day the Coconino County Sheriff's Department's page on Facebook, and just kind of going through like the comments, the newer ones, and even checking on her sister's Facebook page, and really hasn't been anything added. And maybe just because of the weekend, I don't know if they have a certain person who controls the Facebook and adds the stuff that needs to be added to it, and they're just not there on the weekend. So hopefully tomorrow being Monday, everybody will be back in office, and they will start adding some new information.
This whole case is bizarre.
Yes, the whole thing. I don't know. I really don't even know what to think about it, honestly.
Was there anything said tonight on the expert that we
No,
haven't heard yet? Because we couldn't. None of us could listen because we weren't subscribers.
No, he wasn't even talking about that case. They were just kind of hanging out over there. And that was the only reason why I was over there, because I was trying to work on my thumbnail. The program that I used was being an ass and was taking forever. So I was just kind of hanging out in his chat while I was trying to get that done.
Is that the one you were referencing that was talking about her tonight?
Oh, no. That was, I think, King Scarlet had put that in there.
I thought you posted that Ask Me at the or whatever. However you
Oh,
say
no,
it.
no, that wasn't me. I don't know who that is. I think King Scarlet's the one that posted that.
Okay, because I was trying to find that live chat earlier tonight to see what he was saying, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
And that's where like I segued off to try to get on the expert, and like everybody was like, "Where's the expert at?" And we couldn't find it, and then we found it, and it was subscribers only.
Yeah, I don't know who that channel is that King Scarlet was talking about.
Like the X, what was the name of it? Like the X Mia's? I don't know. It's like some weird word.
Yeah, something like that. I'd never heard of that channel before.
King Scarlet, can you tell us in the chat what you were talking about? Where they were going live talking about this case? Because everybody was looking for it and trying to find what.
Yeah, the expert, they were just over there having like a chill, fun night.
Okay. We were all trying to wonder, like, and figure out where they were talking about Chelsea's case live earlier.
I'm trying to catch up on everything. Okay, was Summer able to come up?
Yeah, she's in the back chat. or the back, whatever, the back studio.
She ain't back here.
She just texted me and said she was trying to enter the studio. I guess it keeps loading for her.
I know StreamYard's been crazy lately too.
Yeah, she said
Okay.
it's still loading.
Okay. King Scarlet says she'll post it in Discord, that channel.
But I know Summer has a lot of information too, because she's been really looking into this case as well. So I hope she can get on here.
Yeah, we've been literally in Discord all day today, just
Yeah.
like looking.
And she's been looking up. She's been sending me all these
Yeah.
screenshots and all this information and all these links, because I was
Been
like, girl, I've been so
crazy.
busy today. I can't find everything. But I could kind of tell from last night, like some things were kind of hit and miss.
Yeah,
But it
since
was
I've
really
been awake,
crazy.
I've been on
Scarlett,
this.
when you were like, he looks the part, I was like, oh my God, I gotta see him. And then when I seen him tonight, because Summer sent me the like a screenshot of him, I was like, oh my God. Like Scarlett wasn't even like dramatizing how he does look like a villain.
Yeah,
But I still feel like he doesn't have anything to do with that. I feel like he's just like a money grifter.
and that's what the family are thinking, that that's all he was wanting to do was monetize off the situation, which
That's what
is
it sounds like.
disgusting. You're claiming this, that Chelsea is your fiance, even though we know that she's not, because her sister said that you were the abusive ex. But not only are you lying about the fiance part, you're out here trying to make money off of it.
But it does make sense though. Somebody said, I think it was Lady V that said it, maybe. Somebody did say, I heard him say, if he was really wanted for like all these other warrants, then when they did the interview with him, they would have arrested him. Like he
Not
wouldn't
me.
have just.
I
It wasn't
didn't.
you, Lady V. Somebody
No.
else. I heard somebody else say it somewhere, saying like if he really was like a criminal, like the sister said, like he's a wanted criminal, then he would have been arrested when they did the interview, right? Because they would have seen he had warrants.
Well, apparently, okay, and this is what this girl has told me this morning on Twitter,
Okay.
that PJ and Elias were together. PJ starts acting delusional and physically threatens Elias. And Elias had to call the cops on PJ. And that's why I'm guessing PJ left and went MIA.
But I thought the cops did it. Like I thought the cops interrogated PJ in the beginning. And
I don't know
whoever
if
I
they-
heard speak on some panel somewhere said, well, if they really interviewed him as like a potential suspect, they would have seen he had warrants and they wouldn't have just let him go after the interview.
Yeah, I don't know what the extent of them questioning or what they've looked into regarding him. I just know that the sheriff is saying that they don't suspect the ex-boyfriends.
But
also
doesn't it make
depends.
sense though? Like, I'm sorry.
It depends on what the warrant's for. If it's a misdemeanor, they're not going to arrest
Yeah,
him and go through all the crap of sending him back somewhere. If it's a
Right.
felony, then they would have arrested him.
Yeah, because I mean, it really wouldn't be worth it on a misdemeanor when they've got a missing person.
So
Did they
whose
need to
truck
uncover-
was it? Do we know?
I'm guessing it's Elias's truck.
Well, that's
what
kind of what
I'm
I thought. But why?
understanding.
But okay, but why would you abandon your vehicle to go to an airport? Or I don't.
I think they said that the truck had broken down, and so apparently
Yeah, but-
Elias was still stranded in Arizona, and he was trying to get a bus ticket to the airport. And I don't know where
yeah, but
he
what
was going to
about your
fly to.
truck? I mean, you're just
Yeah.
going to leave the truck there?
But yet these guys don't have any money,
Money.
remember?
Yeah,
No, but I
know.
think that's hearsay though. That part's hearsay because we don't know who has money and who doesn't.
Yeah, that's never. That's.
I
what
don't
was
feel like
being
that's a
said
proven
last
fact
night.
for anybody point blank, period. You never know who
No.
has money and who doesn't.
So we don't know what their financial status is either. So I don't, because I mean, they had to have had money in order to get from.
Yeah.
Lady V, that was kind of a
California
red
to-
flag last night. Listening to that girl on the live last night, like nobody has any idea of what anybody's financial status
No,
is.
don't.
So to know that he didn't have money for the Greyhound or for a flight, if it like that's, I think that's irrelevant. Nobody knows what anybody's financial background is.
No,
Well,
but
I'm
he
gonna-
was asking money on this for money on this GoFundMe for camping gear and stuff, though.
Yeah, no, so you're a millionaire, but you don't have money for
But that
camping
doesn't mean,
gear.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that they don't have any money. That
They
just
have
means
money,
that they
honey. I
had
feel
their
like they have
hand
money.
up.
They're wanting free money. Is what
Right.
they're wanting.
Exactly.
Grifters.
Yeah.
Grifters.
So that means nothing.
Absolutely not. I sound like Willie. Oh my God, that was like his key phrases.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I swear I'm sorry. I never meant to say that. Willie used to always say that. Absolutely not to everything.
Yeah. I
But you
mean,
just don't know somebody's financial standing. So I feel like for that person that was on panel last night to say they don't have the money for a Greyhound or they don't have the money for a flight, like, I'm sorry, we're on YouTube. Nobody knows anybody's financial standing
No,
in
we
real
don't.
life. No,
We
you
don't.
don't. So whoever speculates on that, that's like a William Blum article in the
yeah, I
making.
agree.
You mean Howard Blum?
Howard
So,
Blum.
Whatever
so
the hell his last name is.
hey, have you heard from Will B. Scarlett?
I did see that he posted in Discord earlier today. Well, he posted like 4 something this morning, and then I answered him back whenever I got up. But he did say that his mom was okay.
Okay, good.
That he wanted to let everybody know she was okay.
I missed it, so I'm glad you saw it.
Yeah, that was 420, 425 somewhere I seen where he had posted when I was going back through the messages, and he just said he was letting everybody know that they had made it back from the hospital and that his mom was okay.
Good.
Liza, I don't know what all they told the cops, and allegedly a cop gave Elias a ride from Williams to somewhere. Wasn't it Flagstaff? Is that where she said last night that they took him to Flagstaff to the airport? I don't know. There was so much shit I can't remember.
I know they drove him like 50 miles somewhere.
It was, I want to say, to the airport in Flagstaff, but he didn't have the money, and I think he had. I can't remember if it was him or if it was PJ that asked the sister for money. I can't remember now. Hey, Libra Moon, how are you? And thank you. I don't, like, there's just so much that's said, and all this stuff that I've been reading today, and all that. Field guy was going to food banks in Arizona, King Scarlet. Okay, so Thomas says, I had a friend who lived in Florida, asked for a plane ticket to get back home and away from an abusive relationship, and I just bought her a ticket overnight. Anyone can help someone in need. Yeah, he was asking the sister, Chelsea's sister, for money, but I don't think she gave him any. Let me do return to abusive ex. Liza, that is true as well. And I know that there was a post that was made on her Facebook. I forgot what month it was, but she said, was talking about she wasn't having a sinus infection, or she hadn't had a sinus infection since her ex had left in March. But then there was another post about her and PJ together in August. So I'm wondering if the ex that she was talking about that left in March was him or if it was another guy. Because what I've been told is that they started dating earlier in the year. I don't know. There's so many people in this, and then there was another guy's name mentioned in these screenshots that I've been given that I don't know who he is. That this her and also apparently Chelsea's neighbor. Summer, no, it's not legit. The sister said it's fraudulent. Apparently, it's Chelsea's neighbor had Chelsea's iPad, and the neighbor was able to get into her cloud and try to track her phone, but her phone had already been turned off, and the neighbor sent the iPad to the sister. Now, I don't know how the neighbor got the iPad or how long they had it, but that is also coming from this girl that was sending me all these messages. And apparently her phone had been cut off either the 28th or the 29th, had been turned off.
Scarlett, don't you think it's strange though that the ex-boyfriend fiance, like the police department hasn't come out with his alibi yet?
I wonder if they're going to come out with that though this early, with it being still an ongoing investigation. Would they come out with it?
I mean, they should clear him and say he had nothing to do with it if he didn't.
Well, yeah, if they're saying that all ex-boyfriends have been cleared, but I don't know how it works in Arizona though. Tonka, no, I don't know if it's shut off by her carrier. I think it's just physically turned off. Like she shut it down. And that was either the 28th or the 29th, according to the news, that it was turned off.
I really wish we had confirmation on how her credit cards and debit cards are cut off.
Yeah, because as of right now, there's no proof to say that they have been shut down or canceled or closed or anything like that. It's just that there hasn't been, since she saw this woodcutter dude out there, there's been no cell phone or credit card, debit card activity.
So that's how the police worded it? There's no activity?
Yes, that's how they worded it, that there has been no cell phone or credit, debit card activity.
Okay. So that makes more sense. So for the friend of hers, supposed friend of hers last night, to say that she shut them off herself is hearsay.
Well, see, because that's what I was asking. Or do you mean like there's just no activity? Because that's what Ellie is saying. And she was like, no, I know for a fact that they've been canceled.
Okay. That was that's a huge factor, right?
Yeah, because I mean, in order for them to be canceled, you have to yourself call to cancel your own card. You have to, your name, your address, your birthday, social security number. They ask you 10 million questions. And if they had been shut off, the only people that's going to know that besides Ellie might be her parents or her sister. But nobody, there's no way for us just sleuthing to be able to find out if our cards have been canceled, closed, shut down, or anything like that. There's
Yeah,
no way for us to
because
find that
last
out.
night when I was just listening and I couldn't see the chat when I was just listening to y'all, that person that was on your panel was saying that she actually physically called and had them all canceled and that nobody else could do that but her and blah, 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 blah. But that's just hearsay.
Yes, that is just
Right?
hearsay.
Okay.
Yes, that is hearsay.
Don't some banks allow you to turn your cards on and off on the app?
I can't, well, on mine, I can lock my card on the app on my phone. I can lock it and unlock it. So when it's locked, you can't spin anything off of it
Right.
until you unlock it. So that could have been done. She could have locked them, but we don't know if they've been called in and closed down.
I feel like if the police said that there was no activity, we've heard that before, right?
No activity.
That means something totally different.
Yes, she's not using the card.
I mean, it's kind of smart if you can turn them, lock them, and unlock them traveling by yourself as a female, only turn it on when you get somewhere and you're going to use it, and then turn it back off.
Exactly, because if you lose it, it gets stolen or anything, and it's locked, nobody's getting shit off of it.
No.
But I'm just saying, it's total contradictory to say that the police department says there's been no activity versus what we heard last night on your live stream saying that she physically called these companies herself and had them all turned off.
There's no proof of that.
That's totally contradictory.
I understand no activity. She's missing.
Right.
That's what a lot of people, you hear it on a lot of
that is the norm. Scarlett, yeah, 100%. That's the norm. We have no activity.
No credit card activity, no cell phone activity, and that's more than likely the very first thing that they look at in a missing person case to try to follow that paper trail. And if there's no activity, it makes it a little bit harder to figure out where the missing person is.
Right. And we hear that on almost every case, but to hear last night on panel that she physically called these companies herself and shut off all of her debit and credit cards.
I mean, how would anybody know that though, other than law enforcement? There's no,
I mean, that's a
unless,
good
I
observation
mean,
to make. There's no way,
because,
especially when she doesn't even talk to the family or the sister.
well, according to the mom, she talks to her family every day. That came out of the mom's mouth.
No, but I'm saying that the friend last night has no contact with
Oh,
the
you're talking
family
about,
or the
okay, yeah,
sister. And for her to
exactly.
say that she knew that this girl specifically contacted all these credit card companies and had her card shut off, and that it had to have been her because her voice is used and all her information is used to have them physically shut off. That was where I was kind of confused last night. I was like, well, how would she know all that?
Yeah, because the only way she would know for 100% fact is if Chelsea told her herself.
But she didn't know about Chelsea's tattoos and what they look like, and she hadn't seen her in a long time either.
Yeah, she did say, I can't remember if it was Lady V that asked her, or I might have asked her, like, when was the last time they had saw each other? And she
Lady
said
V
she had,
asked her that. Your very first question to her, Scarlett, was, what were the tattoos of? Like, we're looking at this and that. And she was like, well, I don't know. All
I
those
mean,
tattoos came after we graduated high school, so we don't know what they were of, actually. And Lady V was one that asked her, when was the last time you had physical contact with her?
whenever you have a missing person, you want to start a description. I haven't even seen how tall or her weight. I've seen people say 5'7". I've seen some say 5'9". But there's no actual physical description of her. And tattoos are like number one way of finding, like looking at somebody and saying, okay, you're the person who's missing, because you can dye your hair, you can cut your hair, you can change your appearance in a lot of different ways.
Yep.
But when you got tattoos on your hands, you damn near have to wear gloves in order to hide them.
Yep, that was one of your very first questions to her. And she was like, actually, I don't know, because she had all of that artwork done after we had graduated. So I don't
Right.
know what she's had done. Like, that was my first little red flag on last
So
night's
if she had
live.
them done after they graduated and she doesn't know what they are, then she hasn't seen her in person.
Or
I
even
don't
seen
think.
her on her social media,
Or
Lady V. Because, like, Summer
exactly.
sent me pictures tonight of, like,
Right.
close-ups on her hands. And, like, I
Yep.
heard Scarlett say last night, like, is it a ivy? Like, it looks like an ivy branch, like, on her wrists and on the
Right.
top of her hands. And, like, Lady V, when you were asking all them questions, I was like, oh, this is so interesting. And Scarlett, it was super interesting because you're like, what are the tattoos of? Are they vines? And then when Summer sent me these text messages tonight, like, they're clearly vines. And for her friend to say, oh, I don't know exactly what
Yeah,
her
I thought it
tattoos
was
were because it
weird.
was posted on social media everywhere. Like, are you
Right.
really her friend? Because,
Yeah, I
like,
was
I
getting
don't
ready.
even know this girl from Adam. And here's Summer sending me pictures, and it's a clear visual of what they
Yeah,
were.
I was getting
Yeah.
ready to say social media too, because I thought it was really strange that
Yeah, Lady V, I'm so proud of you because, like, there were so many strange cues that I couldn't pick up on because I was just driving and I couldn't look at the screen, and I had done no research. But, like, you really asked amazingly obvious questions that this girl could not answer. And I've got a lot of best friends in a lot of different states throughout the United States. And for this girl to, like, so vaguely, like, I'm really used to, like, politicians skating around questions, but this
yeah,
girl skated around them just like a
she just
politician
kept
would,
deflecting. Yeah, it was.
deflecting constantly. And the anger came out, and I was like, whoa,
Well,
that was kind of
when I was
crazy.
asking about the cards, and I was like, okay, so, or they, she kept saying, well, I know for a fact that they've been cut off. And I said, okay, was it debit
Mhm.
cards or is it credit cards? And she's like, well, I don't know because I don't
She
have all the
didn't know.
facts. Well,
Yeah,
how do you know that they've been cut off if you don't know if they're credit or debit cards?
right.
But later on, she said that she knew that it had to be her in person calling to cut them off because you have to, like, verify all this information. And I was like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
am I hearing all this wrong? Like, she said a lot of contradictory stuff. Just
Well, the
saying.
girl, the Kelsey, that's been sending me some information. Kelsey was posting stuff on Twitter, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna ask this girl. And this was like early yesterday, and I had commented to Kelsey and asked, was like, do you have any, like, I see there's a picture of her with tattoos, and that's the one of her holding the flowers, but I can't make out what the tattoo on her wrist is. Can you, like, give me some description of them? and she sent me the picture of her hand. I think it's the one on the Bible, and you can
Yeah.
see the vine or whatever. And so Kelsey sent me that one. But like, there's some other ones that she has that I still can't make out what they are, and those need to be put on a missing person flyer. So, she may
I agree.
if she doesn't want to be found, and she dyes her hair jet black, and she has sunglasses on, and you look at a tattoo like, you're Chelsea. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and when
Yep.
and when you were asking her about well, when you said to her that Ellie could trace the phone and all of that, she was getting
That's
pretty
when she got
defensive
upset.
too. Yeah.
Yes. Yep, I noticed that.
Lady V, kudos to you though for calling that damn number, girl. I love you.
Didn't somebody else in chat last night say
Yeah.
they called it?
Yep. My
Okay.
I
my
think
bestie
Summer
called it. My
called.
bestie called that
Oh,
phone number too.
yeah.
She was like, "Oh hell no!" But I was
Summer
like, I
called it.
watched half the video last night and I caught the replay today, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I wish I could have caught the whole live because I'd have been all in the mix. Y'all know this. Like, Lady, I'm so happy. I hope if I ever go missing, you're on my case, girl, because you done called that number and you're like, let me tell you something, sweetie. I didn't call the number. It done rang to the where it's supposed to ring at. And she was like, oh no. And she's like backtracking and all this stuff. And you're like, no, I don't feel like they would have changed the number for like a new business. Like, it's still in operation, sis. And it's 4 a.m, so they're not going to answer. I was like, I'm so proud of
Now,
you, Lady V. Like, who would have thought of that, girl?
well, here's the thing. I thought, I mean, it says on media and stuff that they're closed.
Yeah, the Monarch
Are
School
they
is, but it's now a Christian thing.
right? So
But
it
why
could
would they
very
keep
well
the same
been a
phone
different.
number unless
And
they
Lady
just
V
Right.
called that shit out too, though. She said, "Why would it be the number as the same as the whatever school
But
y'all
it
went
might
to?"
be,
but is it a
or
Christian
is
school
it just
now,
lurking,
and
or
it's
is
by the same people that was running the
exactly?
Monarch School?
Yeah,
Lady
and
V
it
said, "I
just
don't give a
changed
damn.
the
I'm gonna call that
name.
number anyway."
Billy
it would
Jean,
have to
thank you.
be
I
it would
mean, for
have to
them to
be the
keep
same.
the same number, it seems
Yep.
like maybe they just went from Monarch School over
Exactly.
to like this
Yep.
Christian
Exactly.
school.
That's what I'm wondering too.
And that's why Lady V made that call. She said, "No, I ain't messing with this. I'm gonna make this call."
Well, I mean, when you start, and that's what I try. Hey, Peyton, how are you? When I try to explain to her, when you come on a true crime channel and you start saying these different things, there's 40 people in the background who are on. They're looking this shit up, and they're fact checking it as you're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she realized that was
Scarlett,
going to
you
happen.
did the damn thing, sis. You were like, hold up. You were like, you didn't came to my channel. You done walked up on my live. Like, I was like, oh my God, did I miss a beat? Like, did I miss a beat?
Because when I kicked her off of the panel, she come into chat and said that she was going to report my channel. I was like, for what?
For misinformation.
For misinformation. I was like, how are you going to report my channel for misinformation when you were the one giving the information? So are you saying that the information that you gave was all a lie?
Yep. Okay. So that was where I lost you at, because I was listening to the replay and I was like, damn, Scarlett, all of a sudden, like, pitbulled this girl. Because
Yes,
you
you
were all of
did,
a
yeah.
sudden out of nowhere, Scarlett. You were like, ma'am, actually, you done came up on my live talking da 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 da. And I was like, what the hell did I miss? Like, I didn't miss the whole 30 seconds, but I'm like, sitting in my car catching a replay, like, what the hell did I miss?
Yeah,
that was what I
that's
missed.
she came
I
in the
missed her
chat,
being
yeah.
in your chat. That was okay.
Yeah,
Summer,
that's
are
what
you
it
hearing
was.
this, Summer? Because that makes sense. Because I told Summer, I was like, girl, I missed that part where Scarlett went straight ass pit bull for her friends. And like, Scarlett, you know, it's a Southern thing. Like, we are all about our friends. We are loyal as fuck. And like, I was like, damn, she just went off on her.
Well, I mean, because I was, you know, like
She
I
was
told her.
dissing everybody, man.
Yeah.
No, I
and like
missed it. I missed
her,
it in the live chat because I was watching the replay for the end of the video.
And like I told her, go ahead and report it, because YouTube is they're gonna look into it, and they're gonna go back and read the chat, and they're gonna listen to the live, and they're gonna see that it was the person who is reporting
Right.
it is the one who was giving the information.
Well, that makes so much more sense, Scarlett, because like you so just like lit off, and you're like, first of all, you came into my live, blah blah. I was like, dang, what did I miss?
I was already irritated to begin with, and then she come in talking all that. I'm just like, okay, so you're saying you're going to report it for misinformation. So, in other words, what you told was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how else do you put it?
Well, I mean, girl, she really didn't tell us nothing.
Well, that
Every
is
question
true.
you had for her was, I don't know.
That is true.
And I just wish
I
she would go on somebody else's live
Well,
and
it's
like
like,
spread it around.
and she would change things too, because like when Wilby, you know, she was kind of dissing the parents, and then Wilby said, you know, they look genuinely upset, like they're barely holding it together, and she like shifted and went back and said, yeah, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, she had done that several times.
Yes, ma'am. She's a shift shaper.
And I kept telling her, just because the parents, because I noticed that they were looking down too when they were talking. But like I told her,
Absolutely.
when
You
you
called it out.
stick
You
a
said you got to write your
camera,
thoughts down.
yes, you have. Look at how many. If I could take a picture of the notebooks that I have just on Brian Kohlberger's case in 11 months, I have probably 20 something notebooks because I write everything down. And that could have been their thing. They wrote
Yes.
down what they felt they needed to say, and so they
Well,
wouldn't forget.
Preach it,
exactly.
Scarlett, because that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah,
I
because when
mean,
you're that upset, you want to be sure you get everything you want to say out.
and the fact that you got a camera stuck in front of
Exactly.
them and they're upset, they have all of these emotions going through them right now because they don't know where their child is, and
Well,
this
and
girl is up here worried about them reading off a flipping script.
Can I
how,
just say,
how
if
many
that's really
times?
your best friend, you would never, ever, ever criticize the way the parents gave the interview. You would never. If that was your
No.
Well,
best friend, you would never say, oh, well, they were reading a script. Like, if that was my best friend, I'd be more power to the parents and support them 100%, no matter what it looked like. You don't do that.
number one, it is not unusual at all for uh, when you're watching a missing person or a child or something like that,
Yep.
for them to say, you know, uh, the parents have a statement they would like to make.
Yep.
That's written down. And number
Yes.
two, I don't know what she had against her parents, but that girl had some really
She
bad
did.
feelings toward the parents.
She
Well,
sure
you
did.
you also have to remember that when she actually knew her at the Monarch School,
Right.
everybody there was probably pissed at their parents for being sent
Exactly.
there.
Oh, I know I would have been.
Y'all, I don't even know if that whole
Oh,
Monarch School
yeah.
story was true.
No, I think it
No,
was.
okay, so there are several people who is on Chelsea's Facebook that has made comments about whenever they were at the Monarch School and what they did while they were there. So Chelsea did go to it. I'm not going to say that Maya didn't go there, but I haven't seen proof that she did. But that's not to say that she did. You see
Well,
what I'm
Lady V
saying?
has me questioning the school as a whole because this chick said last night that it got shut down, but Lady V gives it a phone call and they're still open for business.
The Monarch School got shut down.
Yeah, the Monarch School got shut down.
Did it really get shut down?
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
they got sued and everything.
yeah. I mean,
So
for
who did
the
you call
accused
last night?
fact. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It could have been this new school. Maybe they did keep the number, but I'm not sure if I would want to keep the number if I had that bad of a reputation preceded on that phone number. You know what I mean?
No,
Kind
I'm
of sounds like
confused.
the same people kept the the school, but just changed it from Monarch over to whatever the name of the Christian.
Well, they say
school
not,
is.
but you know, it kind of makes you wonder.
Scarlett, is it like the furniture stores around here
King Scarlet said the school is closed down.
where they like say they're going out of business every other week in
Oh, and
Louisiana?
then they jack your prices up just to mark
Yeah.
them down and call it
Yeah,
a
but like,
sale.
is it like the furniture stores here where they all claim they're going out of business and they reopen the next week and
Right.
it's still the same?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a
I don't
situation
know.
like that.
That was
The
what I was wondering
Monarch
because
School.
I thought when Lady V called it, she was proving that they were still open.
Well, I felt like I was. But I don't know what's going on with it.
It could have been just the Monarch School itself and
I'm
that
very, very
curriculum and
confused.
that program that they had that they used for these teenagers and stuff like that. That part could have closed down and it could have been reopened
By the
as
same owners with the same,
as
a different name.
Yeah, as a different name, a different curriculum, different ways of doing stuff for these troubled teens, and it is now a Christian
Oh,
school
don't say
that
troubled teens,
is.
because I heard Lady V asking her those same questions and she was like skating around that answer.
Well, I mean, whenever I looked it up while she
What
was up
kind
here,
of school?
that's what it was saying. And even Wikipedia, when she was talking about that CEDU program, and I'd never heard of the CEDU stuff until she
Me
brought it
neither.
up. And so I went to looking it up. And to begin with, I can only find where it says it was only in the states of California and Idaho. And I was trying to listen, ask questions, watch chat, and kind of skim through what it was saying about it as well. And I think there was later on down further, it was, I believe it was Colorado, and might have been a few other states that it was also involved in.
Well, Lady V
Yeah.
made a straight, direct, very direct question and said, I don't mean to offend anybody, but was that a school for troubled teenagers?
That's what it said on the thing that I found for the Monarch School, is that
Yeah.
that's what it was for
But see,
troubled teens.
I had heard of this when I was a teenager. I had heard of this school. I didn't realize it was as bad as abusive as what it sounds like, but I had an inkling of what it was.
But what was it, Lady V? Like, I remember you saying, I don't want to ask you this and offend you. And you were very polite. And you're like, but my question is, was it a school for troubled teenagers?
Well,
Like,
because I remember when okay,
but was
because
it
I
a school for
remember
troubled teenagers?
yes, very
Okay.
much so.
Okay.
So the Monarch School Montana has a Facebook alumni page
Really?
that's still active.
So I mean, how many times does the government or whatever shut something down and open it under a different thing?
Yeah, for sure. I thought that was a really good question that you
But
asked.
but it was based on a CULT movement. You
What does
really
that
need to read it.
what does that mean?
A cult.
Yeah, a cult. I didn't know if I could say that or not. It,
Oh.
it it's based on a religious cult.
So it's not where you send your kids if you're rich and it's a boarding school. It's like something
No.
different.
Now I think some people did. Yeah.
Well, because she skated around the answer as to why she got sent there in the first place. Because I was trying to figure it out. I have friends that were sent to boarding school because their parents were well off and they wanted them to be
Right.
really high up with their etiquette. But there's a difference.
But if you listen to her, they were very strict on what they were to wear, when they were to eat. Every single thing that these kids did was subject to approval or disapproval. And sweet Melissa looked at all of this up too. And you really need to look into it, because my understanding is that it was for troubled teens and stuff, yes, because I think it started out whenever there was a drug H problem, with horse and
Huh?
people with, well, that's what we used to call heroin.
Okay. I was confused. Sorry.
But and people would send their kids there so they could get off of that and reprogram their mind and things like this. That's what this place did. But
Okay.
sweet Melissa found out that there were also parents that did send their kids there because their grades were slipping and they wanted them to buckle down and do their work. But the average graduation from that place was 2.5 years by the time they got finished breaking you down and doing whatever they wanted to do by the end of it. Hopefully
Okay.
build them back up. But I mean, they would
I-
send them out in the wilderness. They would give them like sleep deprivation, uh, attack therapy, where everybody would attack you and humiliate you, and all kinds of things like what Vapor went through whenever he was in training for, high class or high, what do you call it?
The special forces stuff that we went through, but I
Yeah.
didn't go through anything. I had a lot of fun.
Well, you did, but that doesn't mean everybody would. I
No,
mean,
it wasn't designed to have fun, but I had fun.
Wow.
They called it a therapy in a way, but I mean, you really, to understand it, you really have to read about it. And I
Yeah,
put
no,
it
I'll
in,
research it now.
yeah, I'll put it in I'll put it in Discord again so you can
Okay, yeah,
find it
put it
easily.
in Discord because I want to see what that was about. Because I remember when you asked her that, she had said that she
Well, my
totally
point,
skated around your original question and said she went to
my
Hawaii to a wilderness school first.
Well, my whole point to that was I was trying to figure out why she went to this school to begin with, to see
Exactly.
if if it was drug related. Maybe she's having drug issues now as well.
And
Maybe
I don't think Maya was when you were. I don't when you were explaining that that's the reason why you were asking. I don't think she was grasping that
no,
concept of it. That's the reason why you were asking is because it could be related to
right. I
what's going
don't
on
think
with her
she did
now.
either. Yeah, I don't think she
No,
did
I
either.
think she just, yeah, she got real caught up on thinking it was something else.
Well, sometimes they would also keep these kids way after they were 18 too, because they were subjected to writing down like giving them giving them basically authority over them until it was done, something along those lines.
It's like they had to finish the program
Right,
even if they were over 18 before they could leave the program.
right, because of some documents and things that they had them sign.
That kind of sounds honestly like a hostage situation.
It
Like
kind of
you
sounds like it
ain't, you're not
was.
going nowhere until you finish this. I mean, that is just. I mean, that is full control over someone in their life.
It absolutely was. You're exactly right.
That is crazy.
I
I
mean,
didn't realize there was
honestly,
schools like that.
I, when you read it, you'll understand what I'm talking about because it's like just off the scales. I don't think I could ever have sent my child there, but I guess if it was a choice between sending them there and a choice between sending them to juvie, I don't know.
Well, it also cost you a shit ton of money to send them there.
Yeah, 60 grand for the tuition or down payment or something.
I still don't feel like I can trust everything that girl said last night when she didn't know the basic details of her life.
No, I don't either.
I don't. And I'm so sorry that she just kind of went off on you for trying to research a little bit of it.
I think I triggered her. I really do.
Obviously.
I mean, I didn't mean to.
Well, it's okay, though. You were asking the sort of tough questions. She just got really offended out of nowhere.
And I don't think she realized when she come up on panel that there would be questions being asked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think she thought she's going to get up here and say her piece, and we would just say, okay, yeah.
There were just so many questions that she had no answer to, that she didn't know, and like blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
Well,
That was
which is
crazy.
my thing because, like, if you don't know her well enough to answer those questions, how
Right.
do you know her well enough to know what frame of mind she's in and what's going on with her?
Then you're part of the problem and you're just adding fuel to the fire because you have absolutely no input that's relevant and can be
Y'all
fact
check
checked.
y'all check back chat real quick.
I'm gonna check it, Scarlett. If I get kicked out, I'll come back.
Okay, well I'm gonna be ending it here in just a second anyway. I gotta get up like super early in the morning. And I don't want to have to get like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I need to go to bed too, to be honest.
I'm gonna
So
leave
anyway,
more into
I'm
that
going to
school
jump
though.
down so you can say your good night, Scarlett. Good night, everybody.
All
Love
right,
you.
thanks for coming up.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey, first, is Troll feeling okay?
Yeah, he's good now.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check.
Oh,
All right.
yeah,
Good
he's
night.
good. All right, have a good night. Y'all, this chat is ridiculous. Not staying on live chat. I'm gonna have to read more into the school though,
I want to too.
because that's a shame that kids are getting treated like that at a place like that. Vapor. Do I need to kick your other one, Vapor?
Yeah, you can kick that one. I don't know why it made me do it again.
All right, I kicked it. Scott, have a good night. Tonka, thank you. Have a good night. I'm probably just gonna get out of here too, y'all. I got to get up early in the morning.
All right. Well, good night. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We
Thank
love
you.
you.
All right, I love y'all too.
I'll let you say your goodbyes. I'm gonna drop down.
Okay, y'all, thanks for coming up.
No
All right.
problem.
Bye. Love you.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
All right, thank you.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you. Lucia, have a good night. Spirit of the Trees, you have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Lucia, thank you. Rock, thank you. TT, thank you as well. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, y'all. You guys are awesome. So I'm about to get out of here so I can go to bed. I get to get up early in the morning. So thank you to everybody who did super chats, gifted the memberships, all the new members, welcome. Michelle, I will thank you. Slipper, thank you as well. And Glowbug, thank you. So thank you to everyone. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow night. Vapor, have a good night. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good, safe night, day, morning, wherever y'all may be in this world. I love you all, and I'll talk to y'all later.